From the Speed Palace, Port Royal Speedway in Port Royal, PA, it's week number 4 of the summer season for the Coast to Coast Racing League. Another edition of Monday Night Madness. Our 360 sprinters last season put on an incredible race, but with the new dirt update, who knows what in the world is going to happen. There you see DeZeus the dog Corgi. We got the Corgi cam back on tonight in turn number 4. We're looking forward to it. Rebels around the corner brought to you by Langdon Mechanical. The Renegades brought to you by Dylan Westbrook Racing, taking place in the event. And also later tonight, we've got our first ever GT3 broadcast taking place at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. But we're excited to go racing here at Port Royal Speedway for right now. So glad you could join us on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Marcy Calla on the top right. To my right is Brandon Dittmer. Below me is Dean Reynolds, and diagonally is Isaac Salas. Brandon, we'll begin with you here. Port Royal Speedway, high-banked racetrack. Last year provided some insane racing. A lot of the drivers, though, are using the high side in practice, so I guess I'll ask you this. Is it going to change compared to the old dirt update?
Probably with as many laps as we've had on here already, probably not. I think we're going to see more of the same. I'm struggling to run the high side myself. I just hit the wall 10 times in 5 laps. So I might be trying the bottom a little bit more myself. But I think we're going to see a lot at the top side. There's just too much momentum up there to leave that be.
Isaac, obviously you're an incredible driver. I want to ask you as well. You do run pretty good on that low side too. Could it come in possibly here tonight?
I think if people just absolutely destroy the top, I think that bottom with all the moisture that it's had and that it's shown, especially throughout just this little bit of practice that we've had, I think for sure that it'll come back in.
And then Dean Reynolds, and Dean and I were supposed to be partying tonight, but Mother Nature decided to rain on our parade. So, Dean, we've got a good car count here. 21 drivers have showed up for Rebels. I think this could be our most exciting Rebels show of the year.
Yeah, this is going to be exciting. There's a lot of good guys that we haven't seen in a while, like Michael Berthay and Jesse Bandy's in, and we're getting ready for Heat 1, and Lance Ripka. Lance Ripka's back. Where the heck has Lance been? But so it's cool to see these guys. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. So we are just about ready to go here as we're set for Heat Race number 1. Heat 1 brought to you by Flatline Racing Bodies, quality racing bodies, designed by Tim Chapman, the iRacing hotbed of Clarence, Iowa. Here is the starting lineup here for Heat Race number 1. On the pole position, Cody Graham in the 2. Next to him, it's GJ Boydell, GJ in the 014. Row number 2, Dan McLaren in car number 88, and Greg Parmalee next to him in the 4. Row number 3, the Moose, Joe Masso in the number 63, next to Steve Maurer in the 888. Rounding out the field this evening, the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer in car number 83, and Rich Holland in the 116. Hope you all are having a great holiday weekend so far. To our friends up north, hope you had an awesome Canada Day on Saturday, and to all of us here in the U.S., hope you're all having a happy 4th of July week.
The monkey's trying to pull wheelies again.
Well, winner starts on pole position. You can see Brandon trying to get that wheelie gauge set for us early. Look at that front end already going up.
Got a lot of bite.
Yes, it does. It does. So, all right, we'll mute Brandon for right now so he can focus on his heat race. We wish him the best of luck. But we're set to go for the first heat race. 8 laps. We transfer everybody. Winners on pole, we're green. 3
wide into 1 and 2.
Oh, man, Boydell took a risk already, and it's Dan McLaren that gets out with the early race lead. Cody Graham in second. Here comes Boydell up on the top shelf. Can he move to P2? The answer is yes. So McLaren leads lap number 1. Meanwhile, it's still 3 wide with Masso loose. A close call there, Dean.
Yeah, and Dan and Boydell ran the matinee earlier today, so with the track and the new build, that is huge because they got a lot of laps already, and you can see they're actually looking like they're more comfortable. They're a little more aggressive on the top because they feel like they can take the top and still run good, and that's why I think they're doing well in this heat.
Let's go on board G.J. Boydell as he challenges McLaren for the lead. Just bounces off the wall as we come across the line to complete 3 laps. Boydell up in the wall. Oh, he's got a problem. You can see the front end is just a little bit bent there, Isaac. So not what he wants.
Yeah, I mean, and that's actually all it takes with this new model. Just a little bit into the wall, and it sucks you right in.
Halfway home in heat race number 1, Dan McLaren looking to start on pole position. Won last week's race at the Lucas Oil Raceway. Meanwhile, Malzo tried to slam the door on G.J. Boydell, and he just about scraped the wall, Dean.
Yeah, it's touchy up there, and you get in the wall now. What iRacing did with the last build, you can't ride it anymore. You can't even get off of it. So you got to totally get out of the gas, try to get your car off the wall, and then that guy in your ear says, you got wheel damage. And that just adds more to the fun.
2 laps to go, coming to the white this time by, and it's Dan McLaren out in front. He is still running quick laps. 17.16 last time by. 1 lap to go in heat race number 1. Best car on track right now at the moment. You know who's going to win this heat. Let's watch the race for second, though. Graham, Masso, and Boydell race at it. Boydell with 1 last chance off of turn number 4. McLaren wins heat race number 1, and Masso edges out Boydell for P3. Everybody, though, transfers into the feature.
Well, you can see that heat is probably going to be something foreshadowing here. Dan was the only one that ran the top, and look who won that going away.
Absolutely.
So you're going to have the, what? How can I say, Marty? The cannolis to
The
run
kahunas.
the top.
The kahunas.
That too, Isaac, and not getting to the wall. And I think that's going to be the group. Now, to do it in the feature for 30 laps, I wish you well.
We'll just have to see what happens as we are set for heat race number 2. Heat 2 is brought to you by our good friends at Langdon Mechanical. Langdon Mechanical, an official heat and air conditioning company of the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Based out of Hamilton area, very, very popular. All right, Brandon's back on with us here, so let's give you the lineup here for heat race number 2. Let's welcome him back on pole position for the heat. The New Hampshire Rocket returns to Port Royal. That, of course, is Aiden Young in the 69. Next to him, the 61 of the Moosin, Jacob Masso. Row number 2, Joe Dirk Canellis in car number 1, next to Gary Offut. He's in the 94. Rounding out the field this evening is the number 5 of John Krupa, and welcome him back as well, the 95 of Michael Birthday. Steve King Foundation Pace Truck is in. We are ready to go for the beginning of heat race number 2. Everyone stays 2 by 2 off the corner. Masso looks to get out with the edge, which he does. Young falls back to second. Canellis chases down the 69 in third. We've got Gary Offut up on the wall just barely. Doesn't ride it, though, which we could expect a lot of come feature time. Lap in the books led by Jacob Masso, but Aiden Young wants that lead, Brandon.
Yeah, he's really working at it, but he's going to have to do a lot more to get past. Oh, there was a mistake right there. Masso got into the wall. Aiden Young's going to have a great chance right here.
On board with the 61. Let's see if Young decides to take a peek downstairs. Masso holds on for right now, Dean.
Yeah, Aiden, though, doesn't mind running the bottom. I wonder if he's going to try to set up Masso, maybe do a slider, or even try to roll the bottom. Let's see what he does here. He got a good shot off 4.
He's right there.
And he makes a liar out of me by staying up top. Thanks, Aiden.
I think he's just trying to pressure the 61 to make a mistake as you watch the race for third. Birthday, who started from 6th, he looks for P3 on Canellis. Can he get the bite off at turn number 4? Not just yet. 4 laps to go in heat 2. Winner starts outside of the front row. Back to the race for the lead. Aiden Young, the quickest car at the moment by 100th on Masso. In fact, that was the quickest laps we have seen in this race so far. Isaac, we've got 3 to go.
Yeah, I'm loving Aiden's 3 and 4. He can roll the middle of 3 and 4 very well. All he has to do is hit his marks in 1 and 2, and 3 and 4 he catches right up and sucks right up to his rear bumper.
Oh, we got one sideways. That's Group on the 5. Nice 360. Keeps it going. 2 laps to go. Could Aiden maybe Could Aiden possibly be patient, Brandon, to set the slide jump up? But a bad entry there for just a moment. He's right there, though.
He wants to take a chance at it. I know he does, but is he content running second, though? That's just the only question. He's going to wait for 3 and 4 next lap. He's going to get it.
He's got 1 lap to take away the heat win from Jacob Masso. Masso bobbles. This is the chance for Aiden Young to capitalize. Off in turn 2 and down the back. Aiden Young's got the lead. Slide jump. Here comes the crisscross from Jacob Masso. It's a drag race to the win for heat number 2. Oh my goodness me. Oh, was that Jacob by 0.003 of a second? Oh my gosh.
Aiden should have put the transponder on the front bumper.
Wow, what a start to the evening. How close can you get?
What a race.
Man.
Oh my, what a race. Isaac, Dean, good luck to you guys in your heat.
Appreciate it.
All right, let's put them both on standby. While we are at it, Brandon, let's just show you how close this is. We've got the photo finish cam activated, and we'll take this all the way in slow. Oh my goodness. Was that really 0.003 of a second?
According to iRacing time loop, that was 0.006 of a second. But man, I don't think you could get much closer than that. That was absolutely insane.
Great camera work from the iRacing camera folks at home. We move on to Heat 3. Heat race number 3 brought to you by Top Notch Trucking, doing your hauling needs in North Dakota from hauling hay bales to water. Here's the starting lineup. The Mayor, Steve Bixler on pole position. Next to Dino, Dean Reynolds in the 79. Row number 2, Jeff Kemper in the 181 and Brian Dickens in the 122. Row number 3 is the 70, Mike Cranmer, and welcome him back, the Reaper of Lance Ripka on the 125. In the back, Isaac Salas in the 5. Final heat race of the Rebels this evening. We are green. Reynolds looks to clear. Bixler early. Contact off of Kemper for just a moment. Everybody sideways off in turn 2. Salas hanging on for dear life. But that was close there. Oh, here comes Brian Dickens the second. He wants the lead here, Brandon. 3 wide. Oh!
Well, he's using that middle to perfection, and he just got past Dean with absolutely no problem at all. And Bixler is absolutely gone. That's unfortunate for Bixler.
Bixler caught the Jersey barrier in turn number 1. Brian Dickens trying to check out of the hotel quicker than the sun comes up. Quickest car on the racetrack, though, is Salas in that number 5 with a 17:03. See if we get underneath Kemper for the 4th spot, maybe even Ripka for the 3rd position. Oh, man! That was a huge call.
Yeah, he almost just completely lost it and ended his entire race, but he gathered it back up luckily, and now he's going to go to work on that 125.
Oh, Lance shut the door right in his face. Here they come for P2. Ripka moves to 2nd. Salas wants 3rd. Oh, slide job. Salas, and the wall he goes. Can he save it off turn 2? Just barely, and hangs on to 3rd. Meanwhile, Ripka and Reynolds make some slight contact. Dino tries to throw the slider. Ripka rips it up top, dancing with a double to 3rd. 3 to go in Heat 3. Here comes Kemper for P4. Meanwhile, Brandon, while at it, Dickens has a 1.2 second lead on Salas.
Yeah, he just got all the way out there, and he's just running, not looking back, which is exactly what he needs to do. Just keep doing what you're doing. Follow what Dan did in Heat 1.
But 2 laps to go. Ooh, Dean's up in the wall once again. When we get to feature time, this high side may be so tough for drivers to deal with. They may get up in the wall more than ever.
Yeah, I feel like it's already difficult enough to deal with, but that's just me. But these guys are making it look like it's nothing.
Oh, Salas on his side. He's got wheel damage. Can he hang on to 2nd at the end? Oh, no. Oh, he just went out of the ballpark. He's done. He'll start from the back. Dickens wins heat race number 3. Here comes the race for 2nd. Ripka, Kemper, Reynolds, Bixler, Cranmer, Salas.
Oh, Isaac.
Oh, Isaac.
It happens.
Oh, yeah, that right front was broken immediately as he came off that wall, and
Alrighty, we've got the Oshweekend Speedway warm-up coming up in just a moment, and I believe it's going to begin right now. And so with that being said, we'll step aside and go to break. But first off, we have got a huge event coming up next month, our annual charity event, the Steve King Foundation Knoxville Nationals. Here's a preview on how to join. Knoxville Raceway, they're lean, they're mean, they're 700 horses of man and machine. They're 4 wide before they start to slip and slide. Here come the Cool Ray Coast to Coast Racing League Sprint Cars and the Mike Westbrook Memorial for the Knoxville National. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now? Green, Spangler, green flag, showtime, Knoxville National for green. Join us for the 4th annual Mike Westbrook Memorial Knoxville Nationals for the Steve King Foundation. July 31st to August 3rd. 4 days of open 360 Knoxville action using the Knoxville National scoring system. $200 in payouts as well as loads of door prizes. $10 early bird entry by midnight Sunday, July 17th. Then $15 for Coast to Coast members and $20 for non-Coast to Coast members. Max iRating has to be 3,000. All entries open to the first 100 drivers. 100% of registration fees go directly to the Steve King Foundation. All races will be broadcast on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. For more info, go to C2CRL.com. It's showtime. Welcome back to the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Warm-up's just about set to finish up here. Aiden Young, the quickest driver at the moment, with a 17.11. Can he get a win in his return to Monday night? We'll see what happens in just a bit. Let us know who you're rooting for in chat. Our guest in the booth is actually in the chat right now at the moment. That's Megan. Says, hello, boys.
Oh, jeez.
Megan's hanging out with Dean this evening.
Oh. Megan and Marty talking to each other behind my back, right in front of me.
Get out of here, dude. She's so supportive of Dean that she needed to be with Dean and in the chat. That's a super fan right there.
That is.
If any of the Coast to Coast members are watching, you guys got to get your wives into it. Your girlfriends, your wives. We need some more super fans in here. Oh, while we got the chance, also, I'd like to say hi to Connor Ross.
Yes.
Hopefully he gets some surgery today.
Connor. He ducked me. He was afraid of me Saturday. He didn't come see me.
Oh, yeah, that's what it is.
He's afraid of Dino.
So we're thinking about you, Connor.
Yes,
don't worry.
Absolutely are. Connor, we hope you get yourself better as soon as possible. And we know you're in good care, too. So, all right, warm-ups are in the books. Jeff Kemper, the quickest at a 17.03. Let's meet the field for the 30-lap feature. Here is the catalytic recovery starting lineup. On the front row, it's Dan McLaren in the 88 and Jacob Masso in the 51. Row number 2, Brian Dick is the 122 and Cody Graham in the 2. Row number 3, the New Hampshire Rocket, Aiden Young in the 69 and the Ripper Lance Ripko in the 125. Row 4, the Moose, Joe Masso in the 63 and Joe Canellis in the 1. Rounding out the top 10, Jeff Kemper in the 181 and G.J. Boydell in the 014. Row number 6, Michael Birthday in the 95 and Dean Reynolds in the 79. Row number 7, the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer in the 83 and Gary Offutt in the 94. Row 8, the Mayor, Steve Bixler in the 75 and the 88 of Steve Maurer. Row 9, the 5 of John Krupa and the 70 of Mike Cranmer. Row number 10, Rich Holland in the 116. And rounding out, and next in will be Greg Farmerly in the 4. Rounding out the field this evening is Isaac Salas in car number 5. Gentlemen, wish you all the best of luck. We'll talk to you all once we end this feature.
Sounds good.
Alrighty, so we're just a couple moments away from going green here. Let's know who you're rooting for in the chat, who you think is going to win this one tonight. Drivers following the Steve King Foundation Pace Truck, formed to help the dirt track racing community across the country by providing financial assistance to drivers, pit crew members, race officials, track ops personnel, or the immediate families of those individuals who suffer serious illness, injury, or death. "21 cages of cold metal with hot rubber at the corners, set to do battle for the Rebels. Who's it going to be? How's it going to be done? There's always a favorite pick it ASAP. We're set to go for the start of this evening, brought to you by Lucy Olson. Venom Racing comes in undefeated. They've got one on the pole in Dan McLaren. Can anyone stop him like the Moose and Jake Masso? We're about to find out. We're ready to roll here at the Speed Palace Port Royal Speedway. McLaren gets away with the jump as the field makes their way into turn number 3. Jake Masso behind in second. Dickens in third. Aiden Young fourth. Cody Graham rounds off the top 5. 3 wide for a moment for sixth as Michael Birthday got loose. He had to tuck it back just a bit. Ripka on the top side moves his way up to P6. You focus on your raceful lead as Jake Masso looks to close in on Dan McLaren. Brian Dickens up there in the third spot. Could look to the inside possibly. But Jake Masso just bounced off the wall coming to the start-finish line. Ryan Dickens currently the quickest car on track underneath Young for P3. One driver loose off in turn 2. That's Canellis. He moves down to 10th. Back to the race for second. Here comes Aiden Young at the 69 trying to crisscross. Masso caught the wall and got really sideways as Young looks low on Dickens for second. Oh, in the wall. That's Ripka. And he's got some right front damage in that 125. How's that going to affect his race car, though? Steering still looks to be intact as he's currently 7th in his return. Joe Canellis has crashed it. Yellow lights are on. Not yet, actually. Now they do come on. And also collects a couple others. Cody Graham. Oh, Maurer caught up in the aftermath. And a lot of damage off of turn number 2. It looks like a junkyard at the moment. Just look at what happened with Joe Dirt. I just lost into turn number 1. Catches Joe Masso. Salas also involved as well. You see him spun in turn 2, and there you see Salas with the front wing damage, but Maurer caught up in the aftermath. Somebody was just trying to save it. Unfortunately, it just doesn't work well for them. Right on board with Joe Masso. And just right there, you see Maurer. Yeah, Krupa just was trying to keep the wheels going. I think to prevent it from putting him to the back, he paid a bigger price than that. Yeah, he should have kept his foot on the brake and just wait for traffic to go by. That's the proper thing to do. So lights should go off this time by. And McLaren selects the outside line for this restart. Team Watson first yellow is out. We'll watch the restart. Brought to you by Mission 22 off the Chapman Racing drone. Dan McLaren, Brian Dickens, row 1. Jacob Masso, Aiden Young, row 2. Jeff Kemper and Cody Graham, row 3. Michael Birthday, Lance Ripko, row number 2. Row 5 is Joe Canellis and Brandon Dittmer. So they're saying that Canellis was not the cause of the yellow. It was Joe Masso as we're back to the green. Masso wants that third spot as he restarted up on that outside. He has it. Kemper moves up to the fourth spot. Oh, here we go for the lead. Dickens underneath on McLaren. Tucks it back. Does he send it underneath? Not just yet. Holds his groove on the middle. Oh, around goes the 61. Oh, there's about to be a pileup. In traffic, Boydell also caught up. Same with Gary up, but second caution is out. Give you another good look here. Already was going on. Boydell nowhere to go, and a hard hit that Birthday takes. Watch for another angle. See there, Kemper just got the 61, who I think bounced off the wall. I thought for a moment we were going to have at least a 10-car accident, but somehow we didn't. Right on board with Gary Offa. Didn't even let off the brakes. I don't even think he saw the stopped car of the 61. So Brian Dickens took a peek underneath McLaren for the race lead. However, though, could not pull ahead. So the second Team Watson yellow just about wrapped up. Mission 22 restart around the corner. McLaren selects the outside next to Brian Dickens. Aiden Young, Cody Graham, row number 2. Lance Ripka, Brandon Dittmer, row 3. Jeff Kemper, Joe Canellis, row 4. Dean Reynolds, Steve Bixler round out the top 10. Biggest mover on track is Isaac Salas. He started in 21st. He is up to 11th. Back on the gas is Soupy as we're back to green. The high side going. Oh, man, as you saw Cody Graham. Oh, Kemper and Ripka hook. Oh, Cody Graham out of the ballpark. Canellis goes around. That's going to be another yellow. And so we'll rack them and stack them back up. And we will have to see what race control decides to do here. If we're going to stay double file or if we'll revert to single file restarts. Here's a look. You see there, Ripka and Kemper just got hooked, and then Canellis nowhere to go. And, you know, I think I want to watch from another angle here. Remember we had something else happen under the caution? It was Cody Graham that got forced out of the ballpark. I think because that yellow came out, he may have just gotten a get out of jail free card, perhaps. He may, if he's able to get out of track on time, he could stay on the lead lap. And we'll see if he can get back on track in time. Lights are still on the Steve King Foundation pace truck, so he is still good in that work area. As Canellis brings the one out. Still waiting for Cody. We'll go 1 to green this time. We'll check and see if we go single file. And it's double file. Cody's still trying to get out of the pits. And so our third team, oh, they're going to go single file here. After what just happened, I think it's going to be single file for the rest of the race. Patrick Spangler says in the chat, this is the Talladega of dirt tracks. And we'd like to see Weedsport on the schedule. As a local native near the Weedsport area, I would love to see it too. We're back to green, 8 laps complete. Now everybody up on the top. What does this do for Brian Dickens, perhaps? Young tries to close in that number 69. McLaren scrapes off the wall. Dickens with an opportunity to strike. Nearly going side by side. Masso's crash, no caution. Now we go yellow. Oh! Jake and Joe. Same with Gary and Joe and Canellis. And Cody Graham, I can tell you this too, did make it out in time. What was the cause for the yellow? Let's take a look. Birthday with around the rail. Oh, Cranmer. Man, that was so weird. Offense caught up on his side. Canellis also pummels in. Yeah, let's watch this one from our Corgi cam. There you see Cody as he had just made his way back out onto the racetrack. Now, him and Joe just got together. And let's ride on board here with Canellis. I'm sorry, let's ride on board with Gary Offut. Nowhere to go. He was committed up top. He had that wheel cranked as hard as he could to the left. Blake Chapman's also one that would like to see Weedsport too. And Eddie Masso watching, another member of the Moose clan, says, fun fact, us Masso boys grew up 5 minutes from Weedsport. You can hear them from the house we grew up in. That's awesome. Don't even need to buy a ticket to Weedsport Speedway if you want to feel the thunder. You can feel it right at the comfort of your home. Weedsport as well. World of Outlaws are coming there the end of July, and of course Super Dirt Car Series racing there next time mid-July for the Hall of Fame 100. Of all the concession stands in New York for racetrack, Weedsport has the best. The Port Burger is really good. I recommended it to the All-Star Circuit of Champions announcer Blake Anderson. I think he tried it and he said it was delicious. Because it's a bacon cheeseburger with special port sauce on it. It's unbelievable. All right, so we got some laps in. We've reverted to double file. McLaren selects the top. Here we go. 10 down, 20 coming up. Reynolds tries to thread the needle on that number 79. Off the corner, he gets hauled back to 7th. And Isaac Salas up 15 spots in the 6th. It could end here because Ripcon's in the wall and Salas had nowhere to go. Everybody saves it for right now. This is some crazy stuff, but we've got a race for the lead that could be developing here once again. Salas against Dickens and maybe against Aiden Young, who is just waiting in the wings. And they've got lap traffic to deal with. I believe that's off in the 94. Yes, it is. And here you see it. Dickens goes to the lead in the 122. McLaren the wall once again nearly gets turned from Aiden Young. And McLaren Cyrus, oh, the yellow came out. That's going to give McLaren the lead back. Yellow is out for Steve Bixler. And he has lost the top wing on the number 75. He's trying to get it back to the pits, trying to limp it around, but I don't know how he's going to make it in. All right, let's watch the pass for the lead. You're on board with Aiden Young. Dickens, slider, Yes. And then here's the cause of the yellow with Bixler. Up and set. Oh my, a wheelie from Solis. And Bixler on his lid and collects G.J. Boydell as well. That was wild. Can we watch that from the rear end? Watch this. You see it, the wheel touched with our camera. And up and over he goes. Now, let's watch. Here's what it's like to do a wheelie. Rewind that footage, please, in the truck. Whee! Alrighty. Try this once again. Hello to Arlen rooting for Isaac in the chat. McLaren and Dickens, row number 1. Aiden Young, Brandon Dittmer, row 2. Michael Birthday, Dean Reynolds, row 3. Jeff Kemper, Isaac Solis, row 4. G.J. Boydell, Rich Holland, round out the top 10. McLaren fires, back to green we go. Let's watch Brandon Dittmer as he's moved up to the 3rd spot. Here comes Reynolds for 4th. Oh, around Solis. Oh my goodness. He hit the opening. Going to pit road, and the 5 is toast. We stay green. As he watched the race for the lead, Dickens wants to grab the top spot back. Looks underneath. Dittmer sideways off for 2. Oh, McLaren's in the wall and collects Dickens, and Aiden Young goes to the lead. 2-for-1 discount. Attention, Kmart shoppers. The New Hampshire Rocket puts it back out in front. Dickens, does he have steering issues though? Still has it rolling, but look who's in 3rd as well. Michael Birthday is always good at Port Royal, so watch out for him. Brandon Dittmer is 4th, and Dean Reynolds rounds out the top 5. He's looking to grab some light, looking for grip as much as he can. But here comes Jeff Kemper dancing with the double in 3 and 4. On board with them. As you see Dittmer roll the bottom, tries to slide up. This will give Kemper a run off in turn 2, as Dittmer was sideways. The 181 has found something. He may have saved that right rear. And he's moved up to 4th. For those wondering where Dan McLaren is, down into 7th after tagging the wall in turn 4. And Dittmer and Reynolds nearly touch. Watch out for McLaren. Had to get on the binders or else he was taking Reynolds out with him. This is the battle everybody's watching. Meanwhile, Aiden Young, a 1-second lead on Brian Dickens. Oh man, McLaren and Dittmer really going at it off turn 2. And Dittmer's in the wall once again. And he is fading fast. McLaren, top shelf where Mama hides the cookies, into a transfer spot once again with 10 to go. Meanwhile, Aiden Young out in front, but look at all this traffic he's got to endure. Steve Maurer, Mike Cranmer, and G.J. Boydell. This could get dicey with a 2-second lead on Brian Dickens. But Dickens, remember, lost the top wing, then it came back to him, which signifies he still has some damage on that 122. Maurer lets the leader go by. Young, a tough time to get past G.J. Boydell, but he does it there successfully. And did not lose or gain any time. Birthday down to 4th. Kemper has that hot rod rolling in the Gambler 181. 7 to go for New Hampshire. Dittmer and Ripka for 7th. Jake Mosso also a part of N2, but remember he is a lap car. And it's 3 wide. Dittmer nearly loses it in turn 1. Ripka takes the 125 to 7. Dickens just trying to find a way to close in, but just losing so much time with 6 to go. It's a 4-second lead for Aiden Young. Coming to 5 to go. The only thing he does not want to see is a bright flag flying. Probably know what it is. Back to the race for 5th. McLaren, he's put in the pits. He fell out of the ballpark. What happened? Let's see here. But the caution flag is back out for Masso and Dittmer. Trying to see here. We'll get to the yellow for Jake and Brennan in just a moment. Did McLaren's car brake on him? I think this is going to be where it happens. Catches the wall, yep, out of the ballpark. Now we're looking at what happened to Masso and Dittmer, who were racing for position. Dittmer sideways in turn 4. Oh, nowhere to go with Jake. Woo! Bixler just barely misses it. And that was right in front of the leader as well. Let's try on board with Jake. Right in front of him. He was hoping Brandon was going to keep it straight, but unfortunately couldn't. John Short in the chat says he would love to try Weed Sport again. Tom Gribble, welcome, says, wow, I feel like I'm at Raceway 7 in Ohio. I hear that's a great track too. So Aiden Young will have the lead with 4 to go. And this win streak for Venom Racing is in jeopardy. And the only man I think that could save it is, well, his official team is Full Throttle Motorsports, but he's an honorary Venom member, I guess you could say, and or a part of Venom as well. Big part of Venom. That's Dean Reynolds in 5th. 9 cars on the lead lap. A 4-lap shootout's coming here at Port Royal. Aiden Young leads in a single file restart. Dickens is damaged. Keep in mind, Jeff Kemper, has he saved up that right rear? We'll have to see what happens as we come to green for a 4-lap shootout. There goes Young. We're back to green on the Mission 22 restart. Kemper and Birthday race for 3rd. Dickens sideways off for 2. Here goes the 181. And he gets loosey-goosey. Dickens tries to slide job. They touch. Kemper is airborne and out of it. Jeff Kemper will not transfer to the Renegades with 3 to go. Birthday to 2nd, and Dino is in 3rd. Dickens is falling outside the top 5 for right now. Ripka takes the fence spot, and Dickens has a problem. He is trying to hang on, but 2 laps to go for Aiden Young with a 1.5-second lead on Michael Birthday. Coming to the white flag, we have not seen the New Hampshire Rocket in the last 18 weeks or so, the last 17 weeks, I guess you could say. Down the back straight for the final time. Here he comes into turns number 3 and 4. He is back in a full vengeance. Aiden Young returns to victory lane. He wins in the Rebels at Port Royal. Birthday 2nd, Reynolds in 3rd. Graham 4th, Ripka rounds out the top 5. They transfer in to tonight's 35-lap event with the Renegades, and we'll have a chance to race in the feature. Biggest mover of the race, Greg Parmalee, from last to 11th. Dean, no need to spoil that shot because you're a part of it. they park it in victory lane, and we'll talk with your top three in just a moment. All right, so while we were waiting for the rest of the field to come into the waiting room, here's a look at the results. Aiden Young, the winner. Michael Berthay, second. Reynolds, third. Graham, fourth. Ripka, fifth. Bixler, sixth. Dittmer, seventh. Dickens, eighth. Ninth, Mike Kramer. 10th, Jake Masso. 11th, your hard charger, Greg Parmalee, after starting 22nd. A tough break for Rich Holland in 12th, especially for Dan McLaren, 2 and 13th. Boydell, 14th. Maurer, 15th. Kemper, 16th. Offord, 17th. Salas 18th, Canellis 19th, Joe Masso 20th, John Krupa 21st. Alrighty, I believe we've got the top three with us, and we'll begin with our broadcast boy, Dean Reynolds. Dino, man, you were just patient throughout that feature and just took advantage of all the mishaps up front.
I was going low and went slow. I took a lot of gear out of it so I wouldn't get, as they say, assy coming off the corners, and I think it worked. I mean, I don't think I was the fastest car out there by far, but you know what? It was a good groove for me. I was coming off the corners good where I can get some pace, and I think that helped. I only moved the wing back to 2 because I took out so much gear, and it seemed to work. I don't care. I got third. I'm going to Renegades, baby.
Oh, yeah. I was wondering what you were going to do tonight with that third place finish. Were you also trying to save tires as well, perhaps, see if you have a late race charge like what Kemper was trying to do?
I haven't run enough sprint cars to even know if the tires are going or not. I wouldn't even know if they're going. They probably were, but because I took so much gear out, I mean, I was 5 clicks down of what the setup was telling you to do. And I just didn't want to get assy coming off the corners. That was my problem every time I was practicing. So I'm going to take this gear out and see if it works, and I think it did.
Well, it was a good run for you. Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
Well, I got to thank, first of all, my team, Full Throttle Motorsports. It's a modified team, but I got their logo on my car. I got to thank them, and I got to, thank the guys at Venom Racing also to allow me in their Discord when we have fun with the modifieds and 358s. Isaac, I got to thank your grandfather for sponsoring the 358s, man. That's pretty cool. I'm glad
He's watching right now.
That's awesome, man. I'm glad we got new blue blood in here to sponsor. That's good. I wanted to thank him on the 358 telecast last week, and I forgot to do it. My bad. I guess we got to invite Megan over on Monday nights from now on because I got third in front of her, and I'm going to be the boyfriend that's going to brag and say, "Did you watch that?" And hopefully she remembers that. So thank you, Marty, for doing the telecast. BD, good to have you in the broadcast booth. I have a lot of fun doing this. It's not the booth boys now. What do we call it? The booth guy? What way do we call it? The booth gang?
I don't know.
Posse, damn.
The booth posse, whatever. So I hope everyone enjoys it. Thanks to Coast, and I'm going to see if I can take on some Bandy-built guys.
All righty, we'll see what happens. Dean, our third place finisher. Nice job, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Let's go to our second place finisher in Michael Berthay. Michael, same thing as well that I was asking Dean. You were just being patient the entire time and taking advantage of the mishaps up front.
Yeah, it was a rough race there. Got collected in a wreck early on, I think. Had to get a faster pair, and definitely had some luck there. I don't know that I was a top 3 car, but yeah.
Did you feel like though you had one of the faster cars out there tonight? Because I mean, obviously, when I look at you and I look at the Rebels and Port Royal, first thing that comes to my mind is you're the favorite to win, possibly.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, still working on these new cars. I haven't ran a whole lot. We've kind of been working on the setups a little bit, trying to figure our own thing out. So that's it's been good.
Michael, if it's anything, my money was on you, and I was in the race.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that, guys.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to, Michael?
Oh, just the team over at Training Wheels Racing. Looks like Brandon's in here. Hey, buddy. And that's about it. We'll maybe see you here in a minute.
All right, man. We'll let you go. Great job.
Good to see you back, Michael.
Yeah. See y'all.
Yeah, good to have you back, Michael.
Absolutely. Michael Berthay, our second place finisher. And now we go to victory lane to talk with your winner, the 69 of Aiden Young. Aiden, my first question is, where in the hell have you been? It's been like forever since we last saw you.
Oh, I've been driving a real 4-cylinder on a real racetrack.
Nice. How have you been doing? How have you been doing with that?
So the car broke last weekend, so we had to miss a week.
Dang, that sucks. Well, hey, it's great to see you back, and you came back in full force after taking advantage of what we're showing on screen right now.
I didn't even know what to expect coming into the night. Just threw a random setup in it, and it was a rocket.
Now,
Make sure you share that with everybody, made them that random setup. You just say share, check everybody, and send it to all of us. Thank you.
now I'm assuming this is your first time with us on the new Dirt update. Was this what you expected? A lot similar to the old Dirt update, especially a track like Port Royal where the high side's the place to be?
I knew how different it was because I ran a lot of late model stuff, but nothing like a late model, so it's interesting.
Absolutely. And then I got to ask you as well about that heat race. I know it's 0.006 of a second off. We're going to say 3 because that's what showed up on our ad. How tough of a pill was that to swallow after not being able to start in the front row?
Yeah, I just knew that I could go into turn 1 and not really have to worry about anything.
Are we going to see you back in the Renegades?
Oh, yeah, hopefully I can pick that one up.
Well, it's good to have you back, man. Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
I just got to give you guys a big shout out for broadcasting, obviously my Gambler Motorsports teammates, and obviously all the sponsors on my car.
Alrighty. Well,
Good job, Aiden.
Yeah, we'll let you go. Welcome back and great job.
Thank you.
Aiden Young is in Extreme eSpeed TV Victory Lane and back with us in Victory Lane.
Would it be wrong to say get back on asphalt, Aiden? Leave us alone.
It could be possibly. I don't know. So.
It's good. Last time I saw him, believe it or not, was a 3:58 matinee, like 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago.
Wow. So, alrighty, Aiden Young is your winner here this evening. We're gonna step aside and go to break. When we come back, it's Renegade action. Stay with us at the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our weekly race chat.
Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey are live and interactive every Tuesday night. Rivals Race Chat is your home for race discussion, debate, news, interviews, and more. They'll even take your questions and comments live on the air and talk to some of the newsmakers each week. Tune in every PM on GeForce TV.
For Lucy Olsen, she has her first point.
Yeah, Lucy Olsen, talented sophomore.
Welcome back, everyone, to Coast to Coast Racing Network. We are getting set to go for Renegades action here at the Port Royal Speedway, and the Renegades are brought to you by Dylan Westbrook Racing. Well, we'll welcome you back here inside the broadcast booth before we get set to go for heat racing. Marty Scala alongside Brandon Dittmer, Isaac Salas, and Dean Reynolds. Well, of the top five, Dean made it on in. So now, Dean, that you've had a couple of laps with Renegades, what's it feel like?
Well, the track is definitely different. It's not worn in because the Renegades, I don't think, had a full warm-up session like we did with Rebels, where we were all out there for 30 minutes. It's hammered down right now. I got the wing flat. I'm not lifting, and it's so different than what I just came off of doing. So you're feathering it and taking gear out and everything else. So this is going to be Renegade track for the heats. They're going to be right up top and letting her eat.
Absolutely. Isaac, I think you hit it the worst angle you could hit at Port Royal. Look at you.
Well, it's pretty fun, man. Tell you what, I about seen the light flash before my eyes even through the game.
Alrighty, so I believe we have a total of 24 drivers, so everybody will make the show this evening. But we're ready to go for heat race number 1, the first heat, brought to you by Flatline Racing Bodies. Here's the starting lineup. On the front row, the captain, Gary Taylor, next to the New Hampshire Rocket, and Aiden Young. Row number 2, Gentleman Jack Hitt in the 217, and Dean Reynolds in the 79. Row 3, Trent Verstraeten in the 088, next to Jeff Flarrow in the 200. Rounding out the field, Barry Goldner in the 36, and Cody Graham in the 2. Alrighty, Dean, best of luck.
Thank you, sir.
Put him on mute for right now while he races his heat. So it's heat 1. We've got a pole position on the line for the feature. And Isaac, I'll be in with you. Just what do you expect?
A lot less cautions. In the reality, but for this heat race right here, I think it's gonna be hammered down. I think we're gonna see some insane lap times, and I really expect that top side to be just absolutely cooking in this heat race.
All right, race control is gonna give the Renegades an extra lap here before we go to the green flag. Uh-oh, Dean's having fun already. Dean's having fun already.
He got that podium spot, now he's freaking feeling good.
He's hyped.
Dean, just run the outside, full bore, just casually win the first heat, start on pole position. Imagine if he gets a podium in front of Megan and the Renegades. Oh man.
Oh boy.
Dean's gonna have a good night.
Stop.
All right.
All right, coming to green.
Let's do this. All right, I gotta focus now. Jack Hitt, Aiden Young make up the front row. We are ready for heat race number 1. The green is out. Young rips it up on the cushion. Can he grab the lead off of turn 2? Yes, he can. Gary Taylor drops to the back. So he took a heat EOL, I should say. To what happened last week. His hit nearly grabs the wall. Him in for a straight in. Quarter door for P2. And this is a wild race early here, Brandon. There goes Gentleman for second. Oh, this is going to be ugly.
Big wreck.
Oh, no.
Jeff Flarrow up on his side. And he is hooked. Aiden, meanwhile, continues to lead with a great advantage on Hitt and Reynolds at the moment. One on his side again. That's Gary Taylor. And so Cody Graham 4th, Dean Reynolds 3rd. He races Jack Hitt for the 2nd spot. Isaac, this is going to get good.
Yeah, there's actually multi-groove racing, and it all takes one mistake like Jack just had, right in the wall out of 2.
Jack shuts the door on Dean. Somebody was sparking the wall, and I think we may have a ghost at Port Royal. I don't know. But Reynolds,
Here comes Dean.
Reynolds moves to 2nd, but Jack's got the preferred line off for 2, Brandon.
Oh, Dean just messed up big time off 2. He's going to let Jack get away, but Dean's going to keep on running him down. He's got a good line there in the middle.
This fight's not over yet for P2 with 2 laps to go. I think Dean knows that he is the faster race car than Jack Hitt. Dean runs the slider line for just a small moment, but another bad exit by Dean off at turn 2. Jack may have 2nd in the bad. 1 lap to go. Aiden Young just set the, rather 2 laps to go. Aiden Young just set the quickest lap of this heat race, Isaac, at 16:23.
Yeah, and he's been ripping the lip, man, and just all the way around. And with that experience he had, I think he's going to be super quick for the rest of the night.
Just had a change for 6th spot. Jeff Flarrow passed Gary Taylor. He made his way out of the pits and through 3 and 4. Aiden Young is going to start on the pole tonight, looking for that double trouble sweep on the dirt. Hitt 2nd, Reynolds 3rd, Cody Graham 4th, 5th Barry Goldner across the line now. Flarrow Taylor for straight and round out the field. Heat 2 brought to you by Langdon Mechanical. And here's the starting lineup. On the pole is the 7 of Bob DeGood, and next to him, the high side banger, Patrick Spangler. Row number 2, he's back. It's the Ayla Outlaw, Preston Kramer in the 07. Against the Pink Panther, it's Jesse Atkinson. Row number 3, Stephen Goldner in the 30, next to Randy Shreves in the 56. And row number 4, the Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker in the 513. And John Shorty's in the 51. Canellis is in chat rooting. Joe Canellis is in chat rooting for Gary Taylor and Roger Craig this evening. Hello, Joe. I think somebody was about to say something.
iRacing crashed.
Oh boy, that's a tough break for Brandon. Okay, Isaac, I guess it's you and me temporarily.
A-okay with me.
Same here. We're gonna go.
Oh, I guess Dean's all right. He's all right.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Dean. Let's unmute him.
He's unmuted.
You guys wonder why no one's responding.
I'm not going easy on you at the golf course, Isaac.
All right, here we go for heat race number 2. DeGood and Spangler bring us to the green in a horrible start for Bob DeGood. Either that or DeGood was just on the snooze button.
Or he maybe took some gear out.
Possibly.
Because he ran that bottom pretty well. Look at this.
Tries to send it up the racetrack, allows Atkinson to take second. Short looks for third. They were nearly 4 wide off at turn 4. And the race for 4th is on. Oh, hang on, Preston. I thought he was going to take John Short with him, Isaac.
Yeah, that was insane. They all gave each other like almost no room, but just a little bit of room at the same time. It was crazy. Here comes Stephen Goldner all the way.
Started 5th, he moves up to 4th. He decides to take it up to the top. But man, look at how bumpy it is in turn 2, Dean.
Yeah, but Steven is, he knows how to run the top.
Atkinson!
Jesse's in the wall. Look at the speed, yeah. Patrick and Steven aren't going to be afraid to go up top.
Jesse was in the wall and it left Steven with nowhere to go, but it does look like it's hindered his performance as he moves into the 3rd spot. DeGood loose off for 2, he's down to 6, but Spangler, my goodness, what a car he's got. 16:59 last lap, this time by a 16:65, better by 2/10 on John Short, Dean.
Yeah, Shorty is now getting in a groove here because Steven's giving him a run, but now John goes down the bottom, and I think the bottoms, there's still some tack there, and John just proves there is.
And Brandon, if you've got us back once again, quickest lap for Spangler just happened, 16:30, but here comes Goldner to 2nd, Brandon.
Yeah, he is really trying to make that work. He really got around there. Oh, fuck. I'm sorry. I'm almost.
Oh, dude. We are 3 wide for the final transfer spot here.
Yeah,
Good
this is
Lordy.
crazy stuff. Atkinson, Cranmer, DeGood into P4. How about Short, though, in 3rd? He started last. He's in 3rd. 1 to go in Heat 2. And it's currently all Patrick Spangler at the moment. The high side banger starts on the high side on the front row. He takes Heat 2. Goldner 2nd. John Short in 3rd. Jesse Atkinson to come across the line in 4th, followed by Cranmer, Shreves, Barker, and DeGood.
You're getting a mouthful of soap there, Dittmer.
Dude, I started talking and I feel like I just had a stroke trying to talk. I couldn't get anything out. Come on.
Let's
Sounded
move
like
on.
it. Holy smokes.
Let's move on from that and go to
I have no words.
Yeah, let's move on from that and go to Heat 3 here.
So here's what I'm seeing as a race car driver. 1 and 2 is very top dominant right now, especially with the speed that you can kind of keep through that middle portion of the corner. And I honestly think there's 2 lines here actually in 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Absolutely, that's a great point, Isaac. We move on to Heat Race number 3, brought to you by Top Notch Trucking, the final heat race for the Renegades this evening. On the pole is Michael Birthday. He is in car number 95. And next to him, the bass man, Roger Craig in the 747. Row number 2, the Ripper, Lance Ripka in the 125. Joe Dirk-Canellis is in the 1. Row number 3 is the boss, Ross Corinna in the 010. Next to him in a brand new scheme, Jesse Bandy, the Bandy Belt Master in the 49. Running out the field this evening is the 20 of the salesman, Blake Chapman, and the 31. He took home his first ever win in the Coast to Coast Racing League Renegades Division last week, Brandon Templeton.
James Essex came out a little bit there, just so you know.
I was hoping you were going to say that.
That's how I announced, man. Oh, man.
I almost said Brandon Templeton.
You know, the
I wish you would have.
The Rebel guys that moved up wound up getting good starting spots in these heats.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of guys moving up the grid. No call for Corinna or Canellis to the grid here. Corinna's actually going to start from the pits from the sounds of it.
Oh, he missed a start.
Yeah. A little PJ's rooting for Preston Cranmer. But we're ready for the green flag. Heat number 3 about to go down. Bad start for Roger Craig. Birthday immediately clears going into turn number 1. Let's see what Ripka can do in turn 2. Bandy on the top shelf moves to 3rd. Can he get second over Craig? Entering the corner. And the answer is yes. The Vanderbilt Master up 4 positions early to 2nd spot. A hot start for him, Dean.
Yeah, I'm still interested to see Birthday up the top because he's part of the Training Wheels team, and I'm sure him and Spangler are comparing some notes here. So Jesse's giving a run, but you got to feel in Birthday once he fills off that rust, he's going to start doing some damage.
Templeton moves to 3rd. Chapman kisses the wall as Craig moves to 4th. Birthday quickest lap last time by to 16:46, but Isaac, man, he looks like he's closing in inch by inch.
Yep, and it's that middle of 3 and 4, right where Steven was super good in 3 and 4. That's basically where Vandy's at the same point. Bad exit out of 2.
Yeah, not the best exit I've seen from Birthday today. We'll see what Bank can do. A lower exit from the 49. Slows him up just a bit. Chapman, meanwhile, closes in on Templeton. Here he comes, Brandon, for 3rd.
Blake's trying to make everything he can work. Unfortunately, he's just falling a little bit too far behind. They're all really, really smooth up there on the top, and nobody's really gaining anything.
3 to go in heat race number 3. Birthday, Vandy, Templeton, Chapman, Craig, Ripka, Corinna. That's the field of 7 at the moment. Birthday with a 0.6 of a second advantage on Jesse Bandy. Let's go on board with Bandy and give you a dash cam. About 125 miles an hour into turn number. Whoa, he catches the wall. He had a handful there down the back chute.
I just want to know, is the Corgi still wagging his tail?
I believe he is. I just looked briefly off at turn number 4. We haven't had to use the Corgi cam a lot tonight, which could be a good thing. So, because normally turn 4 is Calamity Corner. Anyway, here comes the 95 off of 4. Birthday wins
camera
3.
flashes for Birthday. Where is he? He's a superstar. You see all the camera flashes?
Yeah.
I didn't even know you did that. I gotta go out one of heat. Maybe I'll get some camera flashes. Buddy, you're in the wrong spot here. Now, there you go. No, he's good now.
He's all ready for buddy time, but we'll have that after the feature. Let's step aside and go to break. When we come back, it's the feature here at Port Royal. Stay with us, the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Knoxville Raceway. They're lean, they're mean, they're 700 horses of man and machine. They're 4 wide before they start to slip and slide. Here come the Cool Ray Coast to Coast Racing League Sprint Cars and the Mike Westbrook Memorial for the Knoxville National. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now? Green, Spangler, green flag, showtime, Knoxville National for green. Join us for the 4th annual Mike Westbrook Memorial Knoxville Nationals for the Steve King Foundation. July 31st to August 3rd. 4 days of open 360 Knoxville action using the Knoxville National scoring system. $200 in payouts as well as loads of door prizes. $10 early bird entry by midnight Sunday, July 17th. Then $15 for Coast to Coast members and $20 for non-Coast to Coast members. Max iRating has to be 3,000. All entries open to the first 100 drivers. 100% of registration fees go directly to the Steve King Foundation. All races will be broadcast on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. For more info, go to C2CRL.com. It's showtime. Final moments here of Renegade warm-ups. Jesse Bandy currently the quickest, the 49, a 16.7. A tenth better than Brandon Templeton here, Isaac. That's very, very interesting.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, we did the little fun run, and BT, Brandon Templeton, was hot. He was cooking up top towards the latter parts of that feature, so he knows a little bit what the track state does when it starts to slick it off. And there, look at this, 16 flat, 16.6, excuse me, 6.0. I saw the zero more than anything.
He finished second in the matinee to Patrick, so
yeah,
he's got some laps in.
Also, drivers test the bottom out here too, Isaac, like Preston Kramer was just running.
And that was something I also want to touch on, was actually when we did a little the non-broadcasted right before the Rebels our little fun run, the bottom actually did start to come in, and there was only 20 laps, not a whole lot of cars that were on it. So I know it can be a thing here that can come in.
We'll see what goes down. Templeton now the quickest at a 16.6. Oh my goodness!
Oh my goodness!
Michael
All
Birthday
right.
just went flying, just went on a yard sale or something. But we are set to go for our second of 3 features this evening. That's right, 3 features. Don't forget, coming up next, the GT3s at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. But we are just about set to go racing.
I am just here for the wheelies, Marty, so, focus on me. I'll talk to you guys later.
All righty, Dean, best of luck. Let's meet the field in the catalytic recovery starting lineup. By the way, buddy time coming up in just a bit after Renegades 2. You can't miss out on that.
Good plug.
On the front row is the New Hampshire Rocket, Aiden Young in the 69. Next to the high side banger, Patrick Spangler in the 39. Row number 2, Michael Birthday in the 95, and Gentleman Jack Hitt in the 217. Row number 3, Stephen Goldner in the 30, Jesse Bandy in the 49, the Vanderbilt Master. Row number 4, Dean Reynolds in the 79, next to John Short in the 51. Rounding out the top 10, Brandon Templeton in the 31, next to Cody Graham in car number 2. Row number 6, the Pink Panther, Jesse Atkinson in the 127, and the salesman, Blake Chapman, he's in car number 20. Row number 7, Barry Goldner in the 36, and the Ayla Outlaw, Preston Cranmer in the 07. Row 8, the Bassman, Roger Craig in the 747, and Jeff Valero in the 200. Row number 9, Randy Shreve in car number 56, next to Lance Ripper. Ripka the Ripper is in the 125. Row number 10, the captain, Gary Taylor in car number 34, next to the Bird to Beast, Jeff Barker in the 513. Row 11, the boss, Ross Corina in the 10, and Trent Verstraeten in the 88. Rounding out the field this evening, Bob DeGood in car number 7. Alrighty, guys, it's time for picks on who we think is going to win tonight. Isaac, we'll start with you since you finished below Brandon in the Rebels.
Yeah. All right, way to rub it in. But I'm not much of a betting man, but when you have him starting on the front row, it's pretty hard to bet against Patrick Spangler.
Brandon?
Michael Birthday, he's come back with a vengeance, and every time he comes back, he does absolutely astounding. So my money's on him.
Give me the 30 of Stephen Goldner this evening from the 5th position.
That's a good pick. My sentimental pick, Dean Reynolds, 79.
Well, we will see what goes down. Field works the way into turn number 3 and 4. We're ready for the Lucy Olsen start. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now, from coast to coast? We're at the Speed Palace. We've got the Renegade champion and the man that just won in the Rebels on the front row, ready to do battle here at the Port Royal Speedway. It's showtime. Oh, baby! Bandy and caught Dean Reynolds in the process. Oh my goodness! Holy moly!
What a ride for Reynolds, man!
Jeez. Dean is not happy.
Not in the slightest.
Make that long walk up to the broadcast booth there, buddy.
Hopefully he got that thing towed really quickly so he has a chance to come back out.
Man, Bandy, Reynolds just had nowhere to go in that accident.
Absolutely nowhere, man. He just cut down 3 lanes after getting loose, and it's game over.
Right on board with Dean. Hang on to your hats, folks.
Oh man, it was blind too.
Yeah.
Ooh, I went gyro cam. That is not the move.
Yeah, luckily we don't have the gyro cam anymore on the sprint cars, so.
Y'all have a paper bag close if we did. Holy smokes.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Wild ride on backstretch of lap 1 here.
Absolutely. Jesse Bandy caught a good glimpse of that one. So we'll do this with the starting order, with the exception of those that were caught up in the accident. They will start from the back. Don't forget, coming up, we've got the GT3s, as they will go to battle at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. And what should be a fun one. Don't forget, while we're at it, let's give you your schedule for next week. Coming up by Dylan, brought to you by Dylan Westbrook Racing. Trucks at Atlanta on Tuesday. Hometown Heroes at Atlanta. Xfinity's at Atlanta. Mods are at Lucas Oil. Cups at Atlanta on Thursday. Pro Late Models at Kokomo Sunday. Sprint cars next week for us. Get that flip, get that fall off count ready. We're going to Lernerville. 3 laps.
Dean's just come out of the pits.
1 lap in the books, and this is a single file restart.
Great start by Aiden.
Oh boy, what a save from Jack Head, and he loses a couple spots down to the 6th spot. Jesse Atkinson's in 4th, but here comes Steven Goldner in the 30, trying to get that 4th spot. Can't do it just yet. Aiden Young hanging on to that lead for dear life.
Oh, nailed the wall.
Oh, look out, look out. Ooh, that was tight. That was a close call for Brandon Templeton with a risky slider. And he's going to pay the price. He loses 2 spots there, Isaac.
Yeah, that's a hornet's nest right there, and any mistake is going to cost you at least 1 or 2. Oh, he's in the wall again.
And this could lead to some steering issues. And he is in the mid-pack. Let's go to the race for 4th.
Here comes Slider from Patrick.
Slide job, Spangler. Aiden crosses over. And you saw Spangler just scrape the wall for just a moment there, Brandon.
Yeah, he really went for it, and hopefully he didn't do too much damage to his car, but...
Here he goes.
Going for it again.
Oh, boy! Oh, they touch! Oh, they're both loose! Here comes Birthday! He thrusts the needle! What a move by Birthday! Oh, my goodness! And is Spangler going to get the lead at the line? Not yet! Oh, my goodness! This is rambunctious here!
Michael's patient, man, and he just wanted that so bad, he got what he wanted.
Just threaded the needle perfectly. Aiden falls back to 3rd. Steven Goldner, meanwhile, is in a race with Jack Hitt for the 4th spot, Brandon.
Yeah, that's really good racing back here. And Goldner had a couple hits to the wall earlier, and Jack Hitt almost...
Yeah, Isaac, you saw the same thing as I did, didn't you? Brandon and Ross.
Yep, sorry to cut you off there, Brandon, but Brandon actually got into the wall here, and Ross just had nowhere to go just with all the momentum.
And you can see top wing damage on the number 31. That is a lot of aero damage. He'll lose. And now you see that right rear just got binned.
Here comes Aiden around Patrick.
For 2nd spot. The cushion continues to work for Aiden Young. Does Spangler throw the slider? He keeps it on the bottom. Meanwhile, Hitt and Steven Goldner are trading sliders with each other for 4th. This is a lot like Van Gisbergen against Justin Haley last night at Chicago. 10 laps in the books. It's Birthday that continues to lead. Goldner, bad accident, turn 2. Here comes it. Ooh, but Goldner actually dived into the corner well, Isaac.
Yeah, and he actually got a crazy run by diamonding that corner here, and I think Patrick might have a problem here because Jack Hit and Steven have been battling, and they've both been catching up to Patrick.
Something
Unless
else.
he's been saving.
Something else as well to keep in mind. Oh, we got one to the wall. Off of 2. And Atkinson's collected. That's Templeton, who's got steering damage on that 31.
Oh, he's done.
Yep, he just pulled it off. Keeps the race green. That's a smart
Oh,
move.
Trent.
Nice save from the 88 to fall back to the 18th spot. Speaking of which here, Brandon, look who's in the 17th spot. Your points leader, Blake Chapman, has not been able to make some moves, and Patrick Spangler is in 3rd. We could have a new Renegades points leader by the end of the night tonight.
Yeah, Blake just seemed to be kind of off all night. He didn't do very good in his heat, and he's continuing to struggle here in the feature. I hope maybe he'll get some luck with some cautions and other people wrecking out, but unless that happens, he's not going. It doesn't seem like he's going anywhere.
Isaac, how about Ross Corinna, your biggest mover, from 21st to 6th?
Yeah, it's been an insane little run for him, but I'm more worried about this battle here between like 7th through like 12.
This is
13.
unbelievable. 3 wide.
It.
Oh, wow!
Like I said, it's a hornet's nest. It's been like this the entire time. Action-packed every single lap.
What a save by Jesse Exodus. Jesse Bandy tries to recover after being involved in the lap 1 accident. He is up to the 9th position.
And we're in lap traffic for Michael Birthday here.
Let's take a look at that. Oh, he's stuck in a 3 wide situation, but gets through it clean. A 1.6 second advantage over Aiden Young.
That's big. He has 3 lap cars between him and Aiden. They might run the bottom though, so they might stay out of the way.
Let's go back to this race for 4th, which has been unbelievable to watch as well. Steven Goldner and Jack Hitt, Brandon. This has been a fun one.
Yeah, these two have been doing really solid, really consistent.
Oh, caution,
caution.
Jeff Laro in turns number 1 and 2, which ends the long run. 2nd yellow of the day.
I don't know if that warranted a yellow, but...
Remember, iRacing controls all the cautions, not our race director.
Yeah, iRacing is a little, what's the word I'm looking for?
Hey, I don't know. Oh my, Dino with a Code Brown moment.
He had to get hard on the binders just to miss Flaro, but...
Yeah, I don't know how that warrants a yellow there.
I'm still trying to find the word. I can't find it, but it's just on and off, whether there's caution or not.
So now we end the long run. We stack the field back up. Isaac, how does this help Aiden Young, perhaps?
I think the heat cycling in the tires. I think finally being right on the back end of Michael might bring some pressure into Michael, try to use his stuff up a little bit early. And the only person I've really noticed that's been kind of on the bottom, and I want to say that would be saving a little bit, is Patrick. So you don't count them out. I know that Steven and Jack have been racing crazy hard, and so they might have been burning their stuff up. So like Ross might be sitting in the catbird seat for all of this.
And we are doubling them up this time, and because it is a long track, the choose cone has been utilized here. So here's how this looks. Row 1, Michael Birthday, Aiden Young. Row number 2, Steven Goldner, Patrick Spangler. Row 3, Jack Hitt, Ross Corinna. Row 4, Jesse Bandy, Preston Cranber. Row 5, John Short, Randy Shreves. The second Team Watson yellow in the books. We are set to go for another Mission 22 restart. We'll watch this restart for the Chapman Racing drone. Ooh, Aiden wanted to get a little bit feisty with it, but Michael goes. They stay side by side into turn number 1. Birthday's in the wall for a moment. Aiden's got the lead for now. Here comes Spangler underneath for P2. Spangler sends it in with a slide job. Spangler and Coretta go to the pits. New race leader Aiden Youngis. Birthday catches the wall. This is insanity at the moment, Brandon.
Yeah, 2 people ballparked it in 3, and Michael Birthday has just been doing nothing but falling back ever since that restart. Oh man, you couldn't ask for a more exciting race.
I don't know if he got damage from scraping that wall in turn 2. Oh my!
Oh, boy.
That was close between him and John Short. Now everyone tries to run the top here. John Short underneath for 5th. Takes it. Easy money, but can he throw the
Patrick in the
slider
wall.
in?
Here comes
Patrick hangs
Vandy
on.
back to
Oh,
third.
hang on, Short with a wheelie. What
Birthday
a
got
save.
Short.
And Birthday now with a lot of steering issues. He has dropped from 1st all the way down to 8th. There's front wing damage, Isaac.
Yeah, and that's going to cost him very much. Now, oh, Shorty's just super loose, and so is Birthday.
He may have steering damage too. The 2 or nose to tail. And Short sideways. Caution though for Jeff Barker.
Oh, right as Patrick was throwing a slider for the lead.
Take a look and see what happened to the Brewerton Bees. Behind him, I believe, is DeGood. Did Barker lose it? Nope. DeGood got him.
I got him pretty good too. Taylor was some nice evasive driving right there.
I'll tell you what, guys, we need to figure out how to do double boxes here, because there is action every single place on the racetrack.
Well, I have an idea. If you want to, Isaac, share your iRacing screen. I think we could go double box on Video
Right now?
Ninja.
Right now?
I think we could. Yeah, let's try it.
All right, hold on.
I want to see if we can actually go picture in picture.
Let me know if you get that.
All right, I got it.
Oh, wait. Do I need to keep it as a... I can change it to TV3 as well if you need. Or any other one.
Let's see here if this will work.
Birthday into the pits.
Yep, Birthdays decided to use a quick repair.
What can I do to help you out? Because I know that it's probably going to look a little laggy through streaming.
Let's see here. Will it look laggy or no? That's the real question.
Whoa, what happened with Birthday? Birthday pulled into the pits and then towed it.
Interesting. It works. So we can double box if needed.
And Birthday is retired for the night.
Wow. That's a shame. It's a tough
It
break.
is a shame.
All right. So third team Watson yellow in the books. Time for a mission 22 restart. Aiden Young, Patrick Spangler, row number 1. Jesse Bandy, Stephen Goldner, row 2. Row 3, John Short, Preston Cranmer. Row 4, Randy Shreves, Roger Craig. Row 5, Lance Ripka, Jesse Atkinson. Aiden Young, the control car as we come back to the green flag. There are 12 laps to go in the Renegades tonight. And a great restart from Aiden Young. Spangler back in second. Stephen Goldner is in the podium for the first time tonight in third. Bandy and Cranmer go at it for P4. Oh, Short and Craig just barely touched. We're nearly 3 wide across the line. Wild stuff, Isaac breaks out.
Yep, and here comes Patrick with a huge run down the backstretch.
Contact man backstretch.
Shreves around, we go yellow, and that's going to keep the lead to Aiden. Ripka.
125 around. Flare involved as well.
Lot of accidents on this one. And the cautions continue to breed the cautions.
Everybody's just going for it now.
Ooh, just a slight contact there. Shreves. And the 125. Let's show you the aftermath with Ripka. I believe Jeff Parker was also collected in this too. See the Ripper just trying everything to save it. Oh my, Blake Chapman. The points leader was nearly caught up in that. Right on board here with Jeff Flero. He's been dealing with a handful tonight. mid up high. Ooh, and he forces Ripka out of the ballpark.
Shreve has got a lot of top wing damage to be staying out there.
Shreve's in the 15th position. He may have already used a quick repair possibly, and wants to try and get it to the checkered flag.
Not going to be a fun race to the end.
Especially when he has 3 other drivers behind him a lap down and looking for points. So check here with 1 to green, I believe, this time by. Lights off the Steve King Foundation pace truck.
And doubling them up.
Yep, the choose cone utilized here. Young selects the top. Spangler's next to him. Row number 2, Bandy built teammates, Stephen Goldner and Jesse Bandy. Row number 3, oh boy, Preston Cranmer and Roger Craig. The admins in row 3. John Short, Jesse Atkins in row 4, Blake Chapman and Trent Verstraete in row number 5. 10 laps to go here at the Port Royal Speedway. This could get wild. Buckle up. Goldner and Bandy all over Patrick Spangler. Here goes the 30 downstairs. But this can move Bandy up to third. It does for now. And we got one around.
Blake Chapman.
Look at Blake.
Many guys are around.
Oh, man.
And the caution comes out. Blake Chapman had a huge head of steam rolling. Made it to 5th, but the yellow flies. And it's Barry Goldner, Lance Ripka, Randy Shreves. Calamity breaks out further back.
Blake's got to get back like 4 or 5 spots. That's unfortunate.
That would have been big to help towards the championship. As you see, Shreves with that top wing is just hanging on and just stacked the field up from behind. Brandon, I think you're right. I think he should have possibly taken it away because right now at this point, not only is he losing spots perhaps, he's also losing points because of the instant points he's gathering up.
But you said it was Shreves that wrecked?
Yep.
Oh man, yeah. The more damage you have, the more risk you have. Not only losing, you're losing positions, but you're putting yourself at risk for more X's. And I've done that plenty of times to learn that you just need to know when to call it.
So let's see here as well. I think this is going to be single file because we did not complete a lap.
Yes, it should be single file.
I know some big winners on this right here. Probably Patrick Spangler and Aiden Young. Big loser, definitely Blake Chapman.
Definitely the big time loser on that whole ordeal.
Don't forget, if for those that are waiting for the Aspire Sim Racing GT3s at Canadian Motorsports Park, that will be coming up in just a bit. Joe Canella says if we do it, double boxing on the broadcast, awesome.
We'll work on it.
We'll work on it.
We got a whole week to work on it.
We got a week to set up a template for that. Alrighty. Single file restart, probably something that Aiden Young likes. Still wants to continue to return in a full vengeance. Here we go. 9 laps to go. Spangler underneath, Young for the lead. Young gets on the gas
Bandy.
first. Here comes Jesse Bandy to P2. Holy moly. He has come back all the way from the down after the lap 1 yellow to challenging Aiden Young for the lead with 8 laps to go, Brandon.
Yeah, he came out of nowhere around that outside, just absolutely flew by Patrick, and now he is going to give Aiden Young.
Here we go. Slide jump, Bandy. Oh, they touch. Aiden to the wall. Bandy throws the elbow to the lead. Wait, no. Spangler goes to the point. With 7 to go. Young has crashed. We go to caution, and oh my goodness. Aiden Young is going to be furious. At that 49, I think we may have some beef.
I'll tell you what, somebody that's loving this because I'm pretty sure they saved their stuff, Mr. Blake Chapman.
Yep, there it is right there, and a heavy hit for Aiden Young. Oh, and he collected Roger Craig, and is that John Short with a wild flip? It was. Oh my goodness. Violent crash. You guys, I had a feeling that this was coming. You just knew it was gonna happen.
The problem is, Aiden might not like me for this, but I don't know how much he has to be angry for because he saw Bandy throwing that slider from a mile away, and he had time to get off the gas and cut down, and he decided to stay in it. I don't know how much at fault Bandy is in total.
Let's ride on board with Aiden. Hang on to this one, folks. This is going to be a wild ride. Look at that. That left front steering arm completely torn off. So we've got a new leader, and just when we thought it was going to be Jesse Bandy, Patrick Spangler pulled off the Stone Cold Stunner and is looking for the 3 count on Jesse Bandy to take this win.
Hey, I'll tell you what, who's probably loving this. If you look in P3, Mr. Preston Cranmer.
Cranmer 3rd, Blake Chapman 4th. And this could, at this point, keep the points lead to Blake after this race. When we were talking about him in the long run, how he was outside of the top 15.
Yeah, when we were talking about him, he was sitting 17th on that long green flag run. And
Welcome to the party.
welcome to the freaking party.
There you go.
Yeah, redeem yourself, buddy.
Spangler leads, Bandy 2nd, Cranmer 3rd, Chapman 4th, Craig in 5th. Here we go. Spangler immediately fires. He is looking to win once again. Nice drive off at turn number 2. The race for 3rd. Chapman on Cranmer. Can he take the 3 spot away? Ooh, yes he can. Here comes the salesman in 3rd with 5 to go. Has he possibly saved the tire, Brandon?
He's making that bottom look so good and so easy. He's actually catching up to Bandy as well with it. He's going to be a force to be reckoned with here in the next couple laps if he keeps that up.
Oh, Bandy caught the wall. He's lost the top wing. Chapman goes to 2nd. Heartbreak again for Bandy for the 2nd time this season. Trying to hang on without a top wing. Pulls it off track. Will stay green for now. Or if he stops there, do we go yellow? Let's watch this
Look at
closely.
Jesse Atkins in the 3rd.
If he stops, we will go yellow.
Well, he puts it in the pits in time. We stay green. 3 laps to go. Wait a second. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, baby.
You've got to be kidding me. I don't know why he did not.
Did he not exit?
He towed it to the pits after the yellow came out.
Stop.
Looking for a way, I believe, to stay on the lead lap. I thought he was going to tow it to the pits immediately, let this race finish on green.
He just kind of sat there.
Let the field go by. Come to a stop. Still technically in the racing groove.
Yeesh.
Then the yellow flies and tows it.
And then
I don't like that.
I don't like that either. Jesse, a great dude, but I am not a fan of that, personally. And
he's a heck of a racer, but to do that, I mean, come on. This late too?
Yeah, this late too. This just stacks the field up when Spangler thought he had a win in the bag. This just brings Blake Chapman back into the equation where he could look for his 2nd win of the season. Spangler looking for his 1st win of the season in our 4th race of the year.
that's something we don't hear about often. Holy.
But if something happens with the top two, it could get crazy. Remember last year's Renegades race. So let's give a shout out to him as he's not here with us tonight. Terry Landis pulled off the upset of the year at Port Royal Speedway. Could we see a dark horse win it again with Jesse Atkinson, Preston Cranmer, and company behind him?
Could he? Maybe, but with Patrick as smooth as he is on that cushion and Blake doing what he is on that inside jersey barrier, I don't think so.
Now we know how good Blake is at saving tires. Oh boy, are we gonna? We shouldn't be going double file. I hope we stay single file.
Nope.
Remember how good Blake Chapman is when it comes to saving tires, just like he did at Charlotte. But he's got
Give me a
2
two-lap
laps.
dash.
Spangler should get a free lap here with this restart. A 2-lap shootout to decide this one, and it's the top 2 in the points who are 1-2.
Great restart.
Spangler runs it on the high side. Chapman keeps it on the low groove. This gives a chance for Atkinson to strike for P2 when he catches the wall. Chapman saving that tire once again, hoping Spangler
Caution.
catches the wall. The
Caution.
yellow is out, and we go to overtime. For the first time this season in Renegades Comp, we are headed to our first of 2 green-white checkered attempts. Yellow for Randy Shreves and Jeff Barker.
Randy Shreve's just costing himself points the more this goes on, unfortunately.
Now Barker did get a new top wing. Well, he was just way too sideways off of turn 2, and Barker has nowhere to go. On board with the Bruton Beast. Yeah, was hoping he could save it and keep it at full gas. But man, that's a camera angle right there.
Hey, what the one thing that I've learned is once these cars go sideways, the more gas you put into it, the less chance you have of getting these things out of that. It's just an absolute mess once those things kick out.
So let's just confirm this here. First of 2 green-white checkered attempts. Here's how overtime works on the Coast to Coast Racing League. If a yellow flies before the white, we'll try it one more time. Once we get to the white flag, we'll end under checkers unless the second overtime attempt, a yellow comes out before the white. Then the race is over. So Blake Chapman's got a second chance to take this win. Isaac, do you think he takes the high side this time?
Maybe for a lap, maybe 1 lap, and I think he follows Patrick in the corner, and then I think it's bottom from there on out.
Green, white, checkered. How bad do you want it? It's crunch time. It's overtime. Here we go. Good restart from Spangler. See if Chapman keeps it high. No, he decides to go low. Hoping that he is saved enough, tries to get some grip off turn 2, which he has off the corner. Stays behind the tail take of Spangler. Here goes the salesman. No slide job through 3 and 4. And Spangler's loose off the corner. Chapman looks for the lead. White flag is out. 1 to go for the salesman.
Fraction 1.
Big wreck.
We stay green for right now. It's Chapman. It's Spangler. Chapman's got him clear. Spangler, 1 last shot in 3 and 4. Coming to the checker. Spangler, last lap pass. The high side banger. Oh my goodness.
That's my teammate right there.
The high side banger.
Holy smokes, man.
Man.
Just when you thought you couldn't get any more entertained, huh?
What a night tonight. Patrick Spangler is the winner on a last lap pass. Chapman second, Atkinson third, Goldner fourth. And your hard charger from 22nd to 5th is Trent Verstraeten. I think I lost my voice, and we've got one race left tonight.
I don't know if it'll be as exciting as that, but golly.
Your top three will pose.
Oh, Dean's trying to do a wheelie. Oh, come on, Dean.
Come on, Dean, do a wheelie.
So Dean finished 6th tonight. That's impressive.
Attaboy, Dean.
There's your top three. All right, Dean, do it.
I think Dean's deafened still.
He's trying to pull him off with a slide job.
Ah.
There it is. He got it. All right, let's show you the carnage that happened on the last lap. First off, Cody Graham going into turn number 1 in the 6th spot. Catches Preston Cranmer. Oh my goodness! Head on the inside Jersey barrier and then up the track. And then this is Lance Ripka. This is at the white flag. I think this happens down the back. Is there contact with him and Jeff Barker? There is. And then we go to the checkered flag from the aerial shot. Spangler sent it up top shelf where Mama hides the cookies, and Spangler steals them away from Mama.
That's a new one. I like that. I like that, Marty. You got patent it.
Alrighty. Let's get to your top three here. First one, our third place finisher, Jesse Atkinson. Jesse, congratulations on a great run tonight. I know despite all the carnage and we had the long run in the first half, a third place finish tonight, I know you'll take this.
Yeah, definitely. I did not, gonna be honest, not expect this at all. I'm still getting used to this car. The new car model is definitely a lot different, and I'll tell you what, it definitely I was never really a smooth driver, and it definitely punishes you for that. So it's just a matter of getting used to that. But been running mid-pack the whole race. I guess haven't wasted, didn't really waste my tires that much. So we got up there. The wrecks did help too. So
yes, absolutely. This is a finish that you definitely needed as well. You didn't make the show at Charlotte, and you finished 13th at Lima Land. Didn't race with us last week. This week you finished third. Much needed.
Yeah, it's definitely been a rough couple of races, but I think I'm getting the hang of it here. Don't want to get my hopes up, but we're definitely getting somewhere.
Let me just confirm something here for you. This ties for your third best finish in Renegades competition, one off your best finish of second at Kokomo and Lima Land. But a great run. Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
I got to thank my sponsors, Ager Esports, 4Cloak Media. I think those are my only two sponsors. I kind of forget sometimes. Oh yeah, iRacing, that's my own thing. Got to thank all the guys back at Ager Esports. I told them beforehand, I was like, I have this shirt I wear, and I haven't been wearing it for the last couple of races. And I told them, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna wear it this race. Watch me like absolutely just go up there and just run up front, and here we are. So got to thank the shirt, of course. That probably got me here for some
get
reason.
A picture of it and put it in the lounge, Jesse. Come on.
Put it in the lounge.
We gotta see it.
All right, I'll do that after this. And gotta thank you for putting on the broadcast. I always enjoy coming back and watching these. Gotta thank the entire Coast to Coast league and all the management for putting on these races. I mean, I've been here for a while, and like I say, every time I always have a blast. So.
Alrighty, well, we'll let you go. Great job tonight, and best of luck next week.
Thank you.
Let's go to our second place finisher, and we are showing it right now. Heartbreak for Blake Chapman. Blake, when he went into turn number 3, did you think you had it won?
Yeah, I think I did. I thought I did, but I can't say that I'm really too disappointed in that. I felt like my car was pretty quick at the end if I hit the bottom right, and I didn't feel like I really gave it away. I felt like I hit the 3 and 4 there. I hit it like I had in previous laps, got a pretty good run off the corner, but Patrick just sent it in 3 and 4, and if you hit the top right, you hit that cushion right, it was the fastest way around the track. It was all night, but it wasn't the best night to start off with, that's for sure. Usually I draw pretty well, ended up starting in the back of the heat, and then got caught up in a caution right away and had to go to the back and was really struggling there and was running about 20th. And then guys started hitting the wall, getting together, and then I was really catching them there on the bottom. If I hit it right, I had a pretty fast car, so I figured I had to run the bottom just to stay out of trouble, and I didn't want to burn my tires up real bad. So overall, I can't say I'm too disappointed in tonight.
You know, Marty, you know why he's saying he's struggling back in 20th? He was running with me. That's not struggling. That is struggling.
Blake, I want to ask you as well, when we had that long run, did you feel like this was going to be a race where you didn't even have a chance to podium one bit? Did you feel like this was going to be a race that, you would have to drop out of your 2 races?
Oh yeah, honestly, I felt like I might have gotten lapped. That's what I was feeling like towards the end of that green flag run. I was like, I'm way back here. I'm not really catching anybody, and this is just going on and on and on. And I was trying.
I felt the same. Yeah, I know what you're feeling. I was looking at the relative, like, are they coming?
Yeah, absolutely. But then, luckily, we got a caution there, and then I honestly expected there to be more cautions there tonight. This is a pretty tough track, top dominant. So, I guess congrats to all the guys for keeping it somewhat clean tonight.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
Oh, my favorite part is coming.
I gotta thank first my parents and grandparents for watching and supporting, and all the boys out the Krite Sim Racing team, Shorty for the setup tonight, and of course I gotta thank Galen's Gourmet Popcorn. Everybody in here knows they got some delicious popcorn, and you can head over to their website and use code CART, C-A-R-T, at checkout for 15% off some of their very delicious South Dakota homegrown popcorn, and I gotta thank you guys for the broadcast.
And Megan that's sitting next to me, she's had Galen's and she loved it.
Oh, everybody does, Dean.
I'll tell you what, I think you just need to have Dean start just rattling that off for you because
Dean may
need I'm saying along with him. I'm saying C-A-R-T for 50. I'm saying along with him.
Yeah, he goes right along with you at this point.
Sing along with Chapman.
Yeah.
I will say though, it is a shameless plug, but man, oh man, being in Dakota.
Oh, hey.
All right, I'll tell you what, it might be the South, but man, oh man, that stuff is good.
What do you do out there besides drill for oil, freeze your butt off, and grow popcorn?
I know.
Popcorn or whatever you do.
I've got a whole lot.
All righty, Blake, we'll let you go. Great job tonight. Congrats.
Thanks, Marty.
Good job, Blake.
Let's go to our winner in Extreme E-Speed TV Victory Lane. Patrick Spangler, I can tell by the way his mic is muted on Discord that he is speechless after what just happened. Patrick, you got us?
Let's fill in for him. Let's commentate for him since Patrick's not going to fill us in.
No, so I clicked off the speakerphone so I couldn't hear it there. But yeah, that was an interesting race for sure. Let birthday go at the beginning there. Figure save some tires. I only had 68% at the matinee, and then all the cautions. I wanted to control the lead, and every time I passed Aiden Young for the lead, caution would come out, and I'd lose it. So that was frustrating, man. It's a good thing I have a hot mic whenever Bandy stopped to the stop on the backstretch because that was unreal. Nobody's running the bottom; just take you to the pits if you're going to stop or escape quicker.
Well, let's look at this finish as well here. We're gonna play it back right now. When you went into turn number 3, obviously you know Blake Chapman, known for saving tires, knows how to make that low line work late in the race. Walk us through your strategy here going into turn number 3. We're riding on board with you right now up top.
I was already mad because I knew Blake was running like 15. Sorry for the fireworks in the background. He was already running 15th to 24th the entire race. So, and then I saw he's in third. I was like, no wonder all these cautions are going to help him out.
But what the heck?
Yeah, their neighborhood's going crazy right now. But yeah, I knew he was going to have tires, and he got below me 1-2 because I had to baby it through 1 and 2 because it was so slick and bumpy up there. And then at 3 and 4, I was like, I'm either going to toss it over the fence here or try and just ride that tiny no cushion now on the new build and try to beat him. And I made it stick, and I was just giving it all she had there.
Let me ask you this too: did you expect a slide job into turn 3?
Sort of. I thought he was going to come up and close me off at a 2, but then he stayed low. He's a good clean driver, so I wouldn't expect anything in my side. So I was expecting one, but then I saw him stay low, and I knew I had a chance. So I just let it rip, and I let all 54% of my tread eat into that make-believe cushion there, and it stuck.
Well, next week we're going to your home track. Gary's favorite track. I was there last week.
Oh, yeah,
Lernerville.
the drop-off count's going to be back.
Yes. What are you expecting for that one?
Fall-off count, whatever it is.
That's my favorite track in the game, but I've never done good in Coast to Coast there. I don't think I have a Monday night win there, so hopefully to break that streak and get a good run.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
Just you guys for the awesome broadcast. The whole Mystery Machine up there again. Roger put in the league. Trading Wheels Racing. Sorry to birthday too earlier. I know we got some contact backstretch. May broke his front end. I want to apologize for that. Dude XM Designs for the wrap on the car. And then I'll go back home watch and the fireworks for my win here in the neighborhood.
They're all for you, man. We'll let you go. Congratulations on your first win this year.
Good job, brother.
Thanks. Have a good night.
Patrick Spangler, the winner. Give you your results here real quickly. Let's give you the rest of the top 10. We mentioned the top 5. Dean Reynolds, 6th. Preston Cranmer, 7th. Roger Craig, 8th. Randy Shreves, 9th. Jeff Barker, 10th. Dean, is it time before we go on to road racing?
Hold on.
All right.
He's right here. Oh my God, old guy's got to bend over and get him. There he is.
All right. Stand by for it. Stand by. Buddy time. Can't forget about Buddy. Hi.
The best sponsor in Coast to Coast, Buddy.
He's giving you kisses.
Oh, he's all happy.
He's happy that you ran well, that you came back.
Well, I better because I think I had, 3 races times 2, carry to 1, divided by 4. I probably have 789 laps on Port Royal today.
Oh, wow. Holy smokes.
No, I'm just kidding. But
here's a lot.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Huh? It's your time.
It's his
time.
It's your time.
You're more famous than I am. Everyone watches that champion video and it says, "There's Buddy."
Everyone does. So, alrighty. I think I don't know if Dean's gonna run with us in the road racing tonight.
Probably not. It's 10 o'clock. I got to pay like $800 to get the car in the track, and I'm gonna watch Dittmer have fun.
All right, sounds good. Well, Dean, thanks for joining us tonight, man, and Buddy as well. Brendan and Isaac and I will still be with you. We'll step aside here. GT3 is coming up next to the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our weekly race chat.
Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey are live and interactive every Tuesday night. Rivals Race Chat is your home for race discussion, debate, news, interviews, and more. They'll even take your questions and comments live on the air and talk to some of the newsmakers each week. Tune in every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on GeForce TV.
For Lucy Olsen, she has her first point.
Yeah, Lucy Olsen, talented sophomore.
We are back on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Qualifying is currently underway for the GT3s. A brand new broadcast that we are doing here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Logo will be coming soon, I believe. GT3s are brought to you by Aspire Sim Racing. We'd like to welcome them to the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Marty Scala with you alongside Isaac Salas and Brandon Dittmer as we get set for this one, which should be a lot of fun. Let's go on a lap here around Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, and we will ride on board here with Brandon in the Ferrari. He's currently going down the Mario Andretti straight. There you can see your favorite drivers where they are on the track. Bob Light currently the quickest at the moment at a 1:16.27. Oh, good job, Brandon.
The fact I could hear Brandon yell.
I felt like I had a decent lap going too.
Isaac, let's see if you can do better.
I'm trying, brother. I finally got a time down. So.
This is gonna be tough.
Oh boy. A little oversteer.
Good job.
Thanks, brother. Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Hey,
hit
you're
that
coming
Shane
from a
Van
dirt guy,
Ritz.
alright?
Yes, that was
Us dirt guys
tracking
don't do
it.
this. Dirt guys don't do this kind of stuff here. This is the guy I gotta go follow, though.
Yeah, that of course is Bob Light, who you see on your screen is currently the quickest.
Quickest by a lot.
Yes. Quickest by a half second on Dan.
Woo! Hey, my buddy Dan.
Now he goes down the Mario Andretti straight.
Can't even get a qualifying lap in.
So I'm going to give you guys a fun fact here too while we're at it waiting for qualifying to wrap up. As you see, that is a lap around Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. All right, so here is a fun fact. In the summer of '69, first off, a great song. Roger Craig told me that he went to a 6-hour enduro at Mosport with his sweetie, waited until the 24th lap and asked her to marry me, and she said yes. Immediately wanted to leave to go home and show her friends and family, and this was back when we had no social media, and Roger never got to see the end of the race.
Oh no!
And this,
I mean, great decision, but
yes, and this was in Moss Corner, so that's the corner before the Mario Andretti straightaway. It's the hairpin you see on the left of the map.
There's grass there.
So that is a pretty cool story, and Roger, I believe, is either race control or driving in this, because I see him in this race with us. There's a look at the 014 GJ Boydell. Also a very fast road racer. 6th quickest, 1:17.53. There's the guy second quick in Dan McLaren. You can see as well on the windshields what spot they're in on the racetrack. Gives you a good idea for the fans on who is the leader in races. And what's helping him out here as well, he's getting a draft off the 302 of John Rayner. So that, of course, is definitely helping out. But you don't want to clip that grass, though, because when you hit the grass and then you decide to go on the brakes, you're on ice, legit ice.
Yeah, there's no stoppage. Absolutely none.
Grass is like death. I don't want to say it actually is death, but like the grass could DNF you. There is the Moss Corner. I told Roger that we should call it today the Proposal Corner.
I think what you meant to say is the Craig corner.
I thought about the Craig Corner too. The Mr. and Mrs. Craig Corner. So, let us know who you're rooting for in the chat. Joe Canellis, he approves of the double boxing test, and I think Isaac, are you planning on racing in this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Brandon, are you planning on racing on this?
Against my better judgment.
Okay.
I can stay. I mean, let's be honest here. I probably won't be able to finish more than 10 laps. So.
All right. Well,
And I did just notice that this is based on time, not laps. So.
Yes, it's 45 minutes. So I mean 45 minutes subtracted or divided by about 2:15. Do some quick math for me.
I don't know.
I don't know either. That's why I was asking you.
But But yeah, we'll have that.
Or 115, excuse me, 115.
We'll test out the double box this weekend because Isaac and I do a lot of stuff for fun when there's nothing going on. We've been doing that a lot with Lucas Lates and Word of Outlaws, having watch parties and Venom chat.
Yeah, it's been a blast, man.
Yes,
I've loved every second of it, to be honest.
Alrighty,
Isaac,
go ahead.
Give or take about 38 laps.
Alrighty. We'll see what happens. Let's meet the field. Here is your starting lineup. Starting lineup brought to you by Cadillac Recovery. And yes, please deal with the sprint car graphics we have for right now as we are finalizing our graphics for sports cars for GT3s. On the front row, it's Bob Light in the number 77. The defending GT3 champion next to Dan McLaren in car number 88. Row number 2, Peter Thompson in the 04, and Jeremy Tay in the 8, a pair of Porsches. Row number 3, Mike Grandy in the BMW 643, next to G.J. Boydell in the Mercedes 014. Row 4, a pair of Ferraris, Jeff Kemper in the 181, and Jacob Masso in the 61, the Moose. Row 5, Lance Ripka in the Mercedes 125, next to Joe Masso in the Ferrari 63. Row number 6, Bob DeGood in the Audi 7. Next to him, Jim Bowie in the Mercedes-Benz 058. Row number 7, Isaac Salas in the Ferrari 05 and the LA Outlaw Preston Kramer in the Audi 07. Row 8, the Ford number 6 of Corey Chartzer. Next to the 513 of the Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker. Row number 9, Jeff Sharp in the 28 and John Rayner in the 302. Rounding out the field this evening is Brandon Dittmer in the 83 and the Bassman Roger Craig in the 747. Gentlemen, I wish you guys the best of luck tonight. I will try and figure out if you guys are in it or out of it or not. I will meet you guys for right now. If you guys are on track, I may come in with an in-race update, unless you're battling for a position.
Thank you, appreciate that.
No problem, guys.
I'm not. You probably don't even need to mute me because I'm here for fun, and I won't be throwing out the F-bombs like Mr. Potty Mouth over there.
Oh boy. Alrighty, guys, have fun tonight. Alrighty, let's break down the race here for you this evening. Scheduled for 45 minutes. So we should be looking at about 22 laps or so. Field makes their way down the Andretti Straight. And a moments away from the Lucy Olsen start. You'll see as well if an off-track comes up by a position, that means that they are, a red stripe comes up, that means they are off-track. We'll try and keep you posted on the off-tracks and the incidents that happen throughout the evening. But they make their way out of the Mario Andretti Straight. Couple moments away from going green flag racing. It should be a fun one for the GT3s, week number 4 for the summer season. Off the final corner, Bob Light and Dan McLaren bring us to green. It's the Lucy Olsen start. Here we go from Mosport. And it's McLaren and Light that are door to door to turn number 1. Both of them touch as they make their way in the Clayton corner. First time through. Oh, we got trouble already. And that's Thompson in the 04. The Porsche. I don't think made contact, but now does on a heavy wreck. And that's Salas in the 5, or rather DeGood in the 7. Also caught up in it. But back up to the race lead, you've got McLaren and Light still bumper to bumper, making their way through the Craig corner to enter the Andretti Straight. And now this is where the draft is going to matter. Mike Grandy, the 643, the lone BMW in third. Jeremy Tate fourth. Jeff Kemper fifth. Light looks down, looks to the right, but doesn't work. See if he can get a good run in this final sector in the S's and White's corner. Outbroke the 88 of McLaren as McLaren leads lap number 1. See as well how the clock looks on your screen. Ready in the third spot. That's the best race on track with Jeremy Tate in the Porsche number 8. That's how your top 7 look currently at the moment. Tate just stays patient right behind Mike Grandy. As Salas has brought the number 5 into the pits. Isaac, you done for the night, buddy? You gonna join me?
Nope. I'm good. I'm good.
Oh,
I'm
you're good? Okay. All right, just making sure. We focus our eyes back up on front, onto the front for the race lead. Pull up the track map, show you where your favorite driver is on the screen. Apparently we were having some technical difficulties getting that track map on the screen for you. That's McLaren and Light. This will be a fun battle to watch closely. Let's go on board with Bob Light. Actually, let's go to who just set the quickest lap, 1:17.35. See the gear shifter on the digital dash as well as on the bottom right. Just stays patient for right now. Ooh, but you see McLaren made a mistake. This could be a chance for Bob Light to strike, but with Bob Light blinking, we'll have to be very careful. Like Bob's ping is going up and down big time. But the Ferrari all over the Mercedes for the lead. Down the Andretti straight. They've got a 2-second advantage on the third place car in Mike Grandy as we've got a crash from Bob DeGood. Check on that in just a moment. That happened about 40 seconds ago. DeGood currently just making his way out of pit road. Out of White's corner. McLaren still with the advantage. Light tries to peek. And McLaren keeps the door shut. Oh, big bobble for McLaren. Did he hit Bob Light? Light backed out of it. That was a very, very close call as we got the track map on the right of your screen. Race for first, the race for third. That was the best battles on the track. Here they come into the Craig corner. Real quick, a look at what happened to Bob DeGood in the 7. All by himself. Oh, nope, he was taking his Audi into pit road and he caught the grass, looped it. Bob Light again. Still all over that 88 for the lead. 5 minutes in, 40 minutes to go. Light outbreaks into the S's. This is also allowing Mike Grandy to close in. He's closed it down to 1.2 seconds, just set the quickest lap of this race at a 1:17.28. Try and show you the other races on the racetrack. Jim Bowie, Brandon Dittmer. The race for 10. Dittmer looks right. Bowie shuts it down. Oh, Dittmer broke while he was on 2 pedals at the same time. Fishtailed it. Going into Clayton's corner. Bowie just about goes up the racetrack. On board Dittmer's Ferrari. Just wants to stay patient, doesn't want to lose the back end. Back to it, that gap again, closing in between Grandy and Bob Light. Compare the sectors here. Light though is better by 0.4 of a second as the leaders are in lap traffic. Here we go for the race lead. Light over McLaren. Here goes Light. Inside. Backs out of it for now. Was a late move to enter the corner. On board with that 88. Corey Schartzer, meanwhile, has crashed it in car number 6. Let's take a look real quick and show you what happened. Schartzer in the Ford GT, the lone Ford in the field, lost it by himself. That's a very tricky corner because you're going downhill and left at the same time. Bob Light looks right. He looks left. McLaren tries to defend, entering the S's. A successful defend. Let's see if Light, though, can get the draft to work. McLaren tries to pull away. Remember, pit stops are taking place in a bit. Check and see what the fuel load is at. Normally we have it at 60% on a fixed setup. I don't see anything. Kemper and Dittmer both have gone off the track, and Dittmer is in the tire barriers. And that is at the exit of the Clayton corner, going into Quebec. See if we can get a look on the front end, and Dittmer has towed it into the pits. Best race on the track is for 9th, Jim Bowie and Peter Thompson. This is in Moss corner. And here's a run for Thompson underneath, but Bowie plays defense. As a Mercedes against a Porsche. Now keep in mind as well, you see the 04 Peter Thompson. He has lost the front bumper after being involved in an accident at the start. Still not giving up as, man, what a set for Thompson. Bowie, I think, let him take the spot. Dan McLaren last time by, quickest lap, 1:17.10. But still with Bob Light all over him, with 0.6 better, but he had a bad entry into turn number 1, allowing Light to close in once again. Let us know in the chat who you were rooting for. Give you a shout out live and on the air. Bob Light, though, still continuing to blink. Don't know if he'll get a warning from race control for that. Especially being in a race for the lead. Does not want to risk net coding Dan McLaren where it could take both of them out. It's just really tense right now at the moment. Oh, there's some near contact. Light looks left. McLaren's got the preferred line. It's a shallow entry for the 88. Light tries to fight back, risks the bumper. Entering White's corner. But a bad exit, Light pulls up. McLaren tries to play defense, doesn't know where the 77 is. He's to his left. Both of them not giving up early in this one. We're 10 minutes in. Light's got the preferred line, entering the first notable left-hander. Clayton's corner, but somehow McLaren's able to shut the door. New fastest lap of the race, by the way, Jeremy Tate with a 1:17 even. That's a great lap. Actually a 116 lap, the first 116 we have seen today. Our eyes continue to focus up at the front of the field. Let's check in on Brandon Dittmer here, as I've been focused on this race for the lead. Brandon, are you done for the day, or are you still in it?
No, I'm just coming out of the pits now.
Okay, sounds good. Brandon just giving us a brief update as it's a 0.06 of a second gap. Light side by side with McLaren. This could get tight. Light backs out of it. Also have a race for the 5th spot developing. J.J. Boydell and Lance Ripka. They're into turn 1 right now, and Boydell may lose the spot. Ripka has to back out of it, but he's loose. Oh, Ripka goes around and puts the Mercedes in the wall. And that cost him 2 spots to both the Moose clan. Jacob and Joe, 6th and 7th respectively in the Ferraris. Mike Randy still, despite them racing for the lead, staying consistent behind the leaders, 1.5 seconds behind in 3rd. Here comes Bob Light into pit. First pit stop of the day, either that or he was black flagged. But let's take a look here and see how, we won't look at his pit stop, just with the way he's blinking. And Light, I believe, has disconnected. Wait for the update. He may have pinged out, which helps out Dan McLaren and give him a huge breather. We'll check on the iRacing user interface and update you on what happens. Bob Light has disconnected from this one. I believe I believe he was told to fix the blinking. Checking on Isaac here. Isaac, are you done for the day?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, hang out in the booth with me. I need someone to talk to.
Heck yeah, I'm here for it. I don't know about you, but on my screen, Bob was blinking quite a bit here.
Oh yes, he really was.
Okay, all right. And then if you go back here, Jeremy and Mike are putting on a battle here for second.
Jeremy trying to get in the highest position that he's been in today as you're on board with a BMW. Tate moves into P2. Grandy as well. I don't know if it's just me or it's just the look of the BMW, but it looks like there's some front end damage. I don't think there is.
Let me take a gander for you.
I don't think there is. It just looks, the way the front is flared up of the aerodynamics, it looks like it is.
Yeah, I think she's all good. I will say though, if you look, Jeremy's been putting up some pretty consistent laps. I don't know what it was, but Grandy had a really slow lap on that last go around as well.
We've got a lot of good races on track. Let's look at the race for 8th. Roger Craig and Jeff Barker. I tell you what, show us the race for a second and we'll double box it.
You want me to throw it up?
Throw it up, we'll double box it.
Let's try her out. Let me know how she looks.
Put it in TV mode.
What do you mean?
TV
mode. Oh, sorry, buddy.
You're good. So you're watching on your screen as well on the bottom.
Oh, here.
The race for second. Just had somebody go off track, and we got trouble with Jim Bowie. He has spun it in Moss Corner. I don't know where he's going, but he may put it in the pits, and we also have had John Rayner crash in Moss Corner. I think he didn't realize that a car was there, and I think he just flared up the left front fender. Take a look at what happened with Jim. Ooh, he got it in the gravel in Moss Quarter and looped it. And then with Rayner, oh, pounds it on the left side. He's just dirt tracking it through, trying to survive. So Rayner brings his Ferrari into the pits. And so we're over 16 minutes into this one. And while we are at it, let's give you a full field rundown at the moment. Dan McLaren, the leader. Jeremy Tate runs in second spot. Third, Mike Grandy. Fourth is G.J. Boydell. Fifth, Jake Masso. Sixth is Joe Masso. Seventh, Roger Craig. Eighth, Jeff Barker. Ninth, Jim Bowie. 10th is Peter Thompson. Lance Ripka, 11th. Bob DeGood is 12th. Brandon Dittmer in 13th. Pardon me, John Rayner in 14th spot. He just made his way, I believe, back out on the racetrack. If not, he is DNF'd for the day. Bob Lay out of the race in the 15th spot. Same with Jeff Sharp, Jeff Kemper, and Isaac Salas. Let's watch Roger Craig and Jeff Barker once again. This is the closest race for 7th. Jeff, I think, just staying patient with his good buddy in Roger Craig in this race.
I'll tell you what, I got a big old thing that says patience on my sprint car. I think I need to go transfer that bad boy over to my GT car.
I don't know if you can edit, though, the interiors of the cockpits like you can do like in like NASCAR, how it has the last number. I don't know if you could do that with the sports cars.
I actually don't think you can.
That's unfortunate. You've actually had a crash happen just about a minute ago with Joe Masso in the 63. He was in 6th. Let's see if we can get a brief look at that. Caught the grass. Nice save, though. Just kept it 9 degrees. Back up, keep going. Not bad. That lead, though, for McLaren is going up 6.7 seconds as we speak. Let's go back to this race here for second. Jeremy Tay and Mike Graney, but Jeff Barker may have a run here on Roger Craig. Excuse me, Craig over the curbane. A close call for him, but Barker may have an opportunity. Let's double box this. And Isaac can show us the race for second between Tate and Grant.
Oh, I got you. I got you. Oh, Tate went a little wide.
Watching going into turn number 1. Can't make it work. We'll put that battle full screen between Tate and Grandy. See if there's a fight back by the BMW.
I just looked at the broadcast, Marty. That double box looks beautiful.
Looks bad. Looks not bad in the alpha stages. So.
Yep, not too shabby.
All right.
I am liking this battle for P2 here. Peter Thompson, I think, is actually learning some things. I know he is a lap down, but I think he is learning some things here, just following these guys.
I think he is too. Let's see here what you guys are saying. Here's the reason why Corey Sharks is out of the race. You ready? His dog unplugged his wheel.
That's pretty rough.
Oh boy, when pets get into your equipment and end your day, that's rough.
But
yep.
But gotta get that in there.
Like, I remember seeing a video, I think it was from last year's Daytona 24.
Oh, I know exactly where this is going.
The cat, you know what I'm talking about?
The cat.
The cat unplugged something.
Yep.
and ended his day. I think it was the guy in the prototype. Steve Bixler is in the chat cheering for the Salty Dog, Jim Bowie in 9th. I think right now the highest driver that can get a bone currently is Craig in 7th.
He's showing off for Craig Corner. See?
He is.
Something about it.
I think there's something about it. And well, let's remember here, of all the iRacing tracks, Mosport is Roger's home track. All the Canadians, this is their home track because I don't think there are any other Canadian tracks in iRacing.
I think you're right, actually. I think this is it.
I think this is the only one because if you remember, when NASCAR was racing here, I think they were trying to get the Canadian Tire Motorsport Park in the game. So I think this
that would make a lot of sense of why Mr. Dan is doing pretty well out there in the front. Canadian and himself.
Yep. It'll be a fun way to celebrate this one on Canada Day. It'd be like Max Verstappen not just winning in Austria. Oh, Jeremy Tate loses it right in front of Grandy.
Glad we were both watching.
And he is just looking backwards.
And he's out of here.
Oh, Jeremy Tate. The Porsche is out of this one. The highest Porsche in the field. What a tough break. And Tate has called it a night. Running in the 2nd position. We've also got a crash with Peter Thompson. We'll show you that in just a moment. Here's another look. Just lost it all by himself, Isaac.
Yep, and that was actually, you know, really close to Grandy again, and GJ. GJ actually, I think GJ is probably the one that's benefited a little bit more out of these two mishaps here, because it reeled him in just a little bit closer to Grandy.
And we just showed you as well Peter Thompson, who simply just lost it in Moss Corner. GJ Boydell coming across the start-finish line. 3rd place car at the moment. A great run for him. Biggest mover, though, of the race is currently the Bassman. Roger up 14 spots. He started from 20th. To decide not to take a time. His 921 I rating, one of the lowest in the field. A lot of these drivers don't like to race on road in public I races, the official I races. A lot of them like to race dirt, like you and I.
Oh yeah, we love some good dirt racing. I love the challenge of road racing, and that's the worst part is I never go to do it enough. I have that love for dirt. But every time we have these, they're a blast until I wreck on like lap 3, lap 4.
Let me ask you this: what's your favorite car and track combination?
Oh man, that's a
on road.
On road. That's a very good question. I love anything. Oh man. Well, obviously I love Spa. I love Monza. Those are always good. I'm trying to. The Red Bull Ring is probably my favorite.
That's a fun track.
In a GT3 race.
Okay.
Red Bull Ring in a GT3 race.
I'll go with a GT3 race, especially if it's a Ferrari.
Yes.
At Watkins Glen. I love it.
Those are so much fun, actually.
I love it when the Ferraris at Watkins Glen official I races. We've got trouble with Jacob Masso, who was in 4th at the time in the 61.
I might butcher the name of it, but it would be is it Sao Paulo for Brazil?
Interlagos.
Interlagos, there we go. Interlagos in an F2 car is also some of the most fun I've ever had. F3.
The F1 Mercedes at Hockenheimring is crazy fun.
I bet Zandvoort is very fun too as well.
Oh, there was another car involved too. It was Peter Thompson, and I believe that was a separate incident.
Oh. Lance Ripka as well. Did you call that one?
This was in the same corner, Clayton Corner, I believe. Yeah.
Yes.
Check on Lance
little
Ripka
bit
here,
over.
too. This was Moss Corner, and he just simply went off the track. Remember, there is a incident limit the drivers have. That's Masso brings the 61 in, and that incident limit is 21x, and you are done for the night. A lot of guys are in the pits. Jake Masso, Joe Masso, Jim Bowie, Roger Craig coming out. I believe this is pit stops. First pit stops of the day. The lone pit stops of the day. And so I think we're just going to wait on Dan McLaren to come in, and then we'll show you what a GT3 stop looks like. By the way, Isaac, Jesse Atkinson posted his shirt on the Coast to Coast Lounge. That is a cool shirt.
I'm gonna have to go take a gander.
Let's go to a race for 8th between the Salty Dogs. Jim Bowie, Roger Craig, Mike Grandy brings the 643 in the pit road. And let's show you what a pit stop looks like. All the way down under the Michelin Bridge. I know this wall is in the way. So while we're at it, I want to talk about two pit stops as well. And there you see Grandy immediately out, a 14-second stop for him. Now, with Shane Van Gisbergen's win yesterday. Oh, hang on, Roger Craig just crashed. That is off of White's corner. Take a look here, Isaac.
Yep, that was right onto the quote-unquote front stretch right there.
Too much
right by the pit lane.
Ooh, that's a hard hit. Too much right foot on corner exit with cold tires. I have a feeling that had to do it for Roger. Boydell brings the Cheetos 014 in. Now we'll have to watch this closely now, as we'll have to see where Mike Grandy ends up. So Boydell across the start-finish line now. Mike Grandy, that 643, is entering the S's right now as we speak, so this could get good. Grandy off of White's corner. There he is. And Boydell's coming out. This is going to get good in turn 1. There he is. Grandy just showed up on your screen. Can Boydell get out in time? Ooh, this is going to get close here. I think the undercut will not work for Grandy. Boydell moves into second. What a great stop. And he's got fresher tires too by about 2 miles on Mike Grandy, Isaac.
Yeah, that was perfect execution. That's as close as you could get. Also, we have Dan McLaren pitting right now.
Yep.
I do have a better view over the wall if you want to see it.
Let's double box that for you and show you McLaren's stop.
Looking like fuel only.
I believe so. Fuel only, a lot like what the other guys have been running. 1482 stop for Soupy, and he just about stalled it. But he is all good.
I'm low-key in love with our double box setup.
Me too.
I know we're in the broadcast here, but geez Louise, man. We're good some days.
Let's go back to this race for P2. Boydell started 6th. Grandy started 5th. Let's go on board with that BMW. Ride for a lap. Boydell, you notice as well, he is starting to scoot away just a bit. Oh, Grandy went off.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, hello tires. Bam. And there is damage onto the left side of the BMW. And Boydell now with a 10-second. Oh man, I think.
Oh, he's broken.
Crab walking.
And this was something I wanted to ask you. I mean, when you start getting to these, you know, the end of these longer races here, do the nerves start kicking in? You know, it feels like it's almost go time, kind of like the end of a dirt feature.
Possibly, but what a shame for Mike Grandy. He'll have to use a quick repair. And he had an incredible run going in that 643. And here he comes in. And we'll have to see, though, how many spots he loses. Because Joe Masso is just leaving the Andretti straight. He could just come in and go out and may still be able to take the third spot. Yep, 4 seconds, quick repair. So Grandy remains in third for right now. Joe Masso has cut the lead down in the Ferrari to 5 seconds behind Grandy. Not really any close battles with 12 minutes to go here in Canada. So let's give you a full field rundown at the moment. Current race leader, Dan McLaren in the number 88. Second spot is the 014 of G.J. Boydell. Third, Mike Grandy in the 643. Fourth, Joe and Jacob Masso, fourth and fifth in a pair of Ferraris. Jeff Barker, the highest Porsche, in the 6th spot. He's currently your hard charger, up 10 spots from 16th. Lance Rivka in 7th, followed by another Mercedes. Jim Bowie runs in 8th. Highest Audi, Bob DeGood in the 9th spot. Roger Craig rounds out the top 10. We got 2 Porsches. Peter Thompson out of the race in 11th. Jeremy Tate out of the race in 12th. Brandon Dittmer, we'll check on him. In 13th, John Rayner 14th. Out of the race along with Bob Light, Jeff Sharp, Jeff Kemper, Isaac Salas. Let's check with Brandon. Brandon, are you done for the day?
I am done for the day.
All right, we'll join him. So what have you learned?
Defeated man.
What have you
go with my gut instinct and not race these stinking things in the first place.
So what have you learned about racing here, a GT3 here?
Oh man, I'm one to go kind of full bore, just keep it going. You can't do that with these things. And I should have learned what I learned with all the NASCAR stuff on like Sonoma and Watkins Glen, because I do decent when I do those, but these GT3s are just a whole different breed.
Something I can halfway piggyback off of that is, you know, as having a little bit more GT experience than Brandon probably, I found that your patience is so helpful. And that's what I talked about earlier with like trying to figure a way out to put patience on my car. But the other thing I think about it is it's just being able to be consistent, hit your marks. Things like that, you know, the normal cliche things that your team boss or your spotter or whoever else is telling you. Just hit your marks, And I mean, once you can start being consistent, start hitting your marks, it really opens up the corners. It really opens up kind of what you need to, you know, you just get into this motion and you get into this rhythm, and from there on out, you're pretty good. I think the other big thing is a lot of people when they first learn road racing, especially like us dirt guys, is we don't really understand how important it is to open up a corner, especially on road. It took me a long time to learn how important it is to open up a corner here.
Absolutely. As you take a look at Joe Masso in the 63 leading the Moose Clan right now, he's actually closed the gap on Mike Randy just a bit. It may be the fact that Mike has had to get his tires up to temp ever since he had to pit 3 laps ago. So Masso, let's see if he can close in. Let's compare that time delta. There you see how much it's closed in. But I want to add on as well, that's amongst the 6 laps. Show us the last 10 if we can. Gives you a much better idea. So this currently for now is the best battle on track for that bottom step of the podium. Mike's tires may be up to temp. We'll keep you posted here with just about 7 minutes left to go, 7.5 minutes left to go. Jim Bowie brings the 058 in the pits, and he is slowing, crab walking back to the pits. This is in the S's. Ooh, he caught the grass. Ooh, and that's concrete and tires. Look at how much that right side dented in, Isaac.
Yeah, she's pretty far in there, to be entirely honest with you. I wonder if it's going to affect the aerodynamics. It should affect the aerodynamics, but I want to know if it'll affect the handling of anything.
Thanks to that, Bob DeGood has taken away the 8th position on Jim Bowie. You see as well the top speeds that everyone's been going. Dan McLaren, and I believe this is actually the Andretti straightaway. Dan McLaren has approached 162 miles an hour, a speed that I don't think any other driver can get today. Because everyone else underneath the 160 miles an hour. Peter Thompson, I should say, has done 159, and same with Jacob Masso. It's just crazy to see that. Let's look at McLaren's top speed down this Andretti straight.
I would like to point out that Senor Joseph Massau, was 0.8 faster that last lap, and he is almost
He's right there. This is the battle for the bottom step of the podium. On board with the Ferrari. Here he goes. Run to the outside. Great pass. Let the Moose loose. And that is at the Quebec corner, too. Brandon, what a pass.
Yeah, he really timed that up nicely. I don't know if Grandy has something wrong with him, but does not have any speed right now.
Yeah.
It's
off the pace a little bit.
It's like after he used that quick repair, it's like he was just staying really patient or something, really conservative.
It's going to cost him a podium, unfortunately.
Absolutely. Under 5 minutes to go here in GT3s. While we're at it, here's what's coming up the rest of the week here, brought to you by Dylan Westbrook Racing. Tomorrow night, we've got the NASCAR trucks that will run at Atlanta Motor Speedway in the Jim Bowie Classic, 80 laps. Wednesday night, the Hometown Heroes is always at Eldora, and then the Xfinity Series at Atlanta. Thursday night, we've got Thursday Night Thunder, small and big blocks at Lucas Oil Speedway and Cup Trail at Atlanta. Sunday night, the Pro Late Models at a place called Kokomo. And then next Monday for us for Monday Night Madness, we've got the sprint cars that will run. They will run at Lernerville Speedway, so the fall off count will return. And then for GT3s next week, we're headed to Circuit Guild Villeneuve in Quebec. So, my mistake. There's 2 Canada tracks.
Sweet.
I forgot about Quebec too, and I love Quebec. That's one of my favorite tracks on F1, on the F1 game. So, but anyway, all races you can watch right here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Grandy trying to see if he's got any fight left in him. But I think Joe's looking like he's pulling out away. And I think Masso can get that 63 on the podium. Last time I talked with Joe Masso was in that photo finish in week 13 at Daytona. And we've got actually another Masso. That's Jake Masso that has crashed. That's coming to the start-finish line. And Jeff Barker will close in big time. He's off the final corner, and that is significant damage on that Ferrari. Oh, and he's in the grass. This could end his chances at a top 5 finish.
Oh yeah, that's his left front's broke.
Jeff Barker moves to the 5th spot. Not the way Jake wants to end this, and we also had Bob D. Good crash too. Here's a replay of what happened with Jacob.
Are we about to come to the white question mark?
We'll check and see what happens. Oh man, a lot of wheel spin on corner exit, and he lost that front bumper. Oh, that was tight. Bob D.
White flag.
Bob D. Goodwood's also a part of this too. Take a look at this. Massa was trying to get the car back going, and DeGood did not know where he was going. And that's an oops moment. We have not taken the white flag yet. It takes a minute 17 to get around this racetrack. This should be 2 laps to go at the start-finish line for Dan McLaren. And it is. Approaching 90 seconds left. McLaren will take the white flag next time by. That race for 3rd, though, Isaac, not over yet between Masso and Grandy. The BMW looking to have some fight back in him.
Yep, he really hasn't let him get away since he passed him, and I think really it's only going to take one mistake here, and he'll be right back up on him.
Ryan on board underneath that BMW engine. I swear, sports car engines in IMSA, when you're riding on board, they sound, and pardon my language here, they sound so sexy.
They sound badass.
They do.
We all have potty mouths tonight. I apologize.
Seen as well, Don McLaren watching, rooting for Dan. A 14-second lead on G.J. Boydell. And he says, unfortunate about Bob Light, it was a good battle. As the clock ticks down to its final seconds, Dan McLaren sees the white flag in the air from Barney. 1 lap of racing to go here in Mosport. Or Mosport, excuse me. 35 laps that Dan McLaren goes here tonight. Let's go back to that race for 3rd, though, Brandon. Mike is there on Joe for the bottom step of the podium. And they will have 1 lap left coming to the start-finish line. So this one is not over yet, guys.
Yeah, I think if he can stay in the draft, be pretty deep into the braking zone, I think he has a chance here.
We're going to watch this very closely. McLaren approaches the Andretti straight for the final time.
Sorry, I was trying to figure out what I was hearing as fireworks.
I have the battle if you want to focus on McLaren coming back.
We'll show that in just a moment. We've got it right now, full screen. Exiting the Andretti straight. It's been a perfect day for Dan McLaren in car number 88 on Canada Day weekend. Off of the final corner, Dan McLaren wins at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. A great run for him to take home the checkers The race is on, approaching Moss Corner for third between Joe Masso and Mike Grandy. To the start-finish line is G.J. Boydell with a well-deserved second-place finish. After pit stops, Brandon, they're in the Andretti straight for the final time for third.
Yeah, and Grandy just kind of just let this one get away from him, unfortunately, and he's just letting Joseph walk away now.
Approaching the S's for the final time, and the Ferrari looks like he's going to edge out the BMW. Mike's got one last shot, though. He sent it in deep. Final corner in white, and Joe Masso takes the bottom step of the podium over Mike Grandy. A fun race at the end. Jeff Barker is down the Andretti straight for the final time as well. He's got a 2.3 second advantage on Lance Ripka.
I do wonder what was going through Mike Grandy's head, though, before he got passed.
Absolutely. Here comes Barker through whites. He'll take the 5th spot. And I believe the finish is over. Yes, it is. Barker 5th and Ripka 6th. But it's Dan McLaren, part of a Mercedes 1-2. He wins week number 4 at Mosport. And your top 3 will pose for a photo, and we will show you your official results. 4 cars left on the lead lap at the end. McLaren beats Boydell by 15 seconds. Joe Masso 3rd, Mike Grandy 4th, Jeff Barker 5th, Lance Ripka 6th, Bob DeGood 7th, Roger Craig, your biggest mover of the race, up 12 spots to 8th. 9th, Jake Masso, and 10th, Jim Bowie. There's Joe Masso. He pulls up for the podium shot. And we will talk with your top 3 in just a matter of moments. All right, so I believe we've got Joe with us. And we do. Joe, a nice run there for you at the end. Walk us first off through your pass. We're watching it right now on Mike Grandy for the final spot on the podium.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he knew I was on the lead lap or not, but he just let me by. So I was like, maybe he has like an issue or something. And then he was closing that gap pretty good in the middle sectors, and I knew I just had him at the end. So I just had to keep it on the track and not get close enough where he could give me the boot. But yeah, I think he must have just let me by or something.
What do you think he was trying to save tires, or did you think he ever had a strategy on that final lap?
On the final lap, he started letting off, so I was like, all right, maybe he knows that he can't get to me, so I started letting off. And then as soon as I looked in my mirror, he was right there, so I was like, oh great, I just lost this. But no, I think he just didn't want to overdrive the track, which was pretty tricky. This track's pretty slick, and it's so easy to misjudge the corners and just send yourself into the tires. So, but overall, good race from him and just everybody.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Musso Motorsports, Fast Eddie's Hot Rods, Graham Racing, Main Street Auto, my teammates. Jake, he had an unfortunate end to his race, but thanks for him to helping me out that race, and Cody, John, and Eddie, and you guys for broadcast. Sorry.
So let me make sure. It's pronounced Musso?
Musso, yep.
Musso, okay. I wanted to make sure, so appreciate that, man. Sorry,
No
sorry about
problem.
prior pronunciation. So.
That's all right. I heard a lot of things in my day.
All right, man. Great job.
Thank you.
Let's go to our second place finisher. If we have G.J. Boydell, I think is on the snooze button at the moment. Nope. Wait a second. We've got him. I can pull him in. I don't think I've ever talked with him. Actually, I think I have in a Rebels event. But G.J. Boydell, our second place finisher. G.J., it all came down to that pit stop. You getting out just in front of Musso, or Grandy, I should say, just in time. Walk us through your race, though, today.
It was pretty straightforward. Just sort of take your time, keep the front wheels straight, and keep on trucking. Just trying to avoid what was going on ahead of me.
How tough is this track, especially when you're going downhill in Sector 1?
It's very tough. Of course, this is my home track as far as road courses go, and I've been there. And yeah, when you come down, what is it, turn at the top of the hill, and you make the off camber, I've seen a lot of vehicles go off into the grass there. So yeah, I always tiptoe through there. Some guys go full out, but I don't think it's worth it personally.
Who do you want to give shout outs to?
I want to thank Joe Canellis, and We Let the Dogs Out for You. He's been a huge help, and I'm also getting involved in something else here in Hamilton called the Abandoned Cats Rescue Group. So me and Bill Calder are involved in that.
Awesome, man. Well, we'll let you go. Congratulations, and I hope you tune in on Saturday night.
Oh, thanks. Yes, and I will be at Land of Legends, and hopefully, maybe by the end of the summer, if I'm feeling a little better, we may even get to travel over there.
Awesome.
See you guys.
Hope to see you in person, man. So great job tonight.
Okay, thanks a lot. Take care, everyone.
GJ Boydauer, second place finisher. Let's go to Victory Lane, talk with your winner, and Dan McLaren. Dan, a dominant performance, Canada Day weekend. You do it at one of your home tracks. How does this feel?
Feels great, but very unfortunate for Bob. That's never a good way to go out. You know, it's always fun battling with him. So I think that's like one or two races where he's had a connection issue problem. So it's very unfortunate. So sorry for Bob. But yeah, overall, a pretty good race.
How much fun was that battle you and Bob had? I know he had the blinking issues and probably made you a little bit nervous because it could have been concerning with all the netcode stuff.
Oh yeah, that's, you know, and the start was the most important part. Like I knew if I didn't beat him to turn 2, he was just gonna check out and run away with it. So, but yeah, with the, you know, the blinking and all that, like it was definitely getting me a little nervous.
Absolutely. Well, next week we go to Montreal. What does your outlook look like there?
Love that track. Another great Canadian track, and can't wait to, you know, go for another win.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
All the fellas at Venom, VMR Wraps, Magnum Race Design, WeldStar, you guys for all these amazing broadcasts. Always fun to go back and watch them. And Roger and the fellas for the league.
Alrighty, man. We'll let you go. Great job, and congratulations on the win.
Thanks, guys.
Congratulations, Mr. Dan.
So Dan McLaren is your winner, and Extreme E-Speed TV Victory Lane. Gentlemen, I'm going to bring you on here for final thoughts here on night. We'll go to the left counterclockwise. Brandon, start with you.
Just some great racing, and thanks, Canals. Just threw me off. Great racing at Port Royal. Really changed a lot of stuff. Bottom definitely coming into play now, and I really like that, and I'm going to enjoy that going forward. And then these things for proving my point and kicking my butt. For me, I should not have been racing, but I had fun doing it for the short time that I did.
Isaac?
Port Royal was a blast, man. I got caught up in some wild accidents. So that's always something else. But the rest of it, man, we had some awesome battles, dude. Like, I wish we would have thought about the double screen a little bit sooner, because in the early parts of some of those features, man, wow. I'm talking 4 wide through the corners, and we're like, okay, well, we got to focus on the lead here. I mean, they're 3 wide for the lead, but they're like 4 wide for, 5th through 9th. That's like, holy crap, man. But yeah, I think the racing's getting better each week that we keep rocking. To be honest with you, I think Rebels is becoming a little bit more competitive. I think the Renegades is wow, insane to watch. It's just, yeah, you become a fan at some point. You forget to start talking, and you end up looking like Brandon out there, not ready at all. But yeah, and then the GT race was fun, man. A lot of patience, a lot of give and take by some of the guys actually, and I think having it broadcast is going to help out the series, and hopefully I can get some more seat time so I don't do only 4 laps.
Yeah, that is true. Man, the rejuvenated dirt package, unbelievable. We are seeing a lot more competition than ever. We will work on that double box part of the broadcast. What a night tonight. And the GT3s, a lot of patience, like you said, Isaac, a lot of give and take. And, yeah, a great series, I think, is going to be taking place. And we get to run it back next week at Lernerville and Circuit Gil Villeneuve. So with that, we are going to log off here tonight and bid adieu. On behalf of everyone here at the Coast to Coast Racing League, Extreme eSpeed TV, all the fine drivers and sponsors, Roger Craig, Preston Kramer, all the fine admins. On behalf of my broadcast partners tonight, Isaac Salas, Brandon Dittmer, and Dean Reynolds, Mario Sakala signing off tonight. Congratulations to your winners here this evening, Aiden Young in the Rebels, Patrick Spangler in the Renegades, and Dan McLaren in the GT3. So long, everyone.